Now this next person, most of you already know, he even supports Toxic Angel and works with Toxic Angel to try and take me down. You know that person, Toxic Angel, that in a live stream trying to paint me as a pedo, he decided to say,
would I have done that to them, guys? Yes, I would have. I would have done anything. To that degree, I might have snapped and raped their children and their women.
Yep, that person. But this person is very, very flag happy, more so than Monday and Matt. If you mention this person's full real name, show a picture of them, or their YouTube channel, they'll flag you down for privacy, even though every bit of it is public information. As you can see here, we can go to his YouTube channel, we can go to the About section, and we can get his full name. He put that in there. But because he's a Ghostbuster wanting attention, his name is everywhere. You can search for it and find it because he wants you to find it. So you can come to his channel and watch him catch ghosts and then support him for doing that. His image is out there. It's on multiple websites. It's even in his own YouTube channel in the community tab. If you scroll down, you'll find his name and his image. It's all there, but we will blur this and censor it in this video and give him zero opportunity and reason to strike this video. Let's get on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true. Names have been changed to protect from false flagging crybabies. G'day guys and welcome back. So it looks like Mark the Egg McDavies and his puppy Chris McMoon have done a 2-hour live stream to attempt to debunk my debunk. I shit you not. You might be saying, oh, Suit, I've seen this video before. You may have, but this is an updated version because Mark the Egg McDavies likes to flag down videos that call him out, and he will use the privacy way. So if you mention his real name or anything that identifies him, he'll try and get YouTube to flag it down. So that's why we're not using real names here, and we're blurring certain things. So I've obviously been through Mark McDavies the Egg's 2-hour debunk of my debunk, and obviously there's a few things I'm going to cover, and that's to show exactly the type of person you are dealing with here. So this video, if you've seen the other one, is obviously going to be a very long video. However, if we do minus out all the BS, all the dog whistling, all the insults, all the laughing at things they think are funny, and the attempts to try and brand me as some kind of pedo, we can then pretty much address the key points in case you don't want to watch this long rebuttal. So the key points the Egg Mr. Mark McDavies brings up, he says,
"Oh, I never said Chris was attacked by the owlman. I was repeating what Chris was saying."
Did you hear me at any stage state that I saw him being attacked in that graveyard on that night? No. My story on the TV has been spoken about in Chris's terms of what he told me. Everything on that TV is what Chris told me. I just dropped everything and just came round. And Chris was just on the floor, crying his eyes out, just blood pouring out of him. I was screaming. I didn't know what was happening. I remember falling to the ground in a ball. I was just so frightened. And it just seemed to go away. It was horrific. Never seen anyone, like a grown man, for instance, crying, shaking like that. Never seen it in my life. It's gone. You all right? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What did you do? fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
I just dropped everything and just came round. And Chris was just on the floor, crying his eyes out. It's just blood pouring out of him. It's gone. You alright? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
I was screaming. I just didn't know what was happening. I remember falling to the ground in a ball. I was just so frightened, and it just seemed to go away.
It's gone. You alright? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
It was horrific. Never seen anyone, like a grown man, for instance, crying, shaking like that. Never seen it in my life. It's gone. You alright? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
Hello, spirits. Are you still with me? Did you think that was funny when Chris fell down the ditch then? You did? Okay. He did, yeah. He's laughing. They think it's absolutely hilarious. He's from Manchester in England, and he fell down a Cornish ditch. You must think that's absolutely hilarious. You do. I'm laughing at you.
Oh, dear.
Okay, are we going in the right direction, spirits? Is this where you want me to go? Light up this device if you want me to go where Chris is right now, towards that way. And just wait for your command. I'm letting you lead me tonight. And please don't let me fall in any ditches, and especially in no empty graves.
Nope.
Because I'm blind as a bat.
That doesn't debunk my debunk. Mark says that this is Chris's experience, and you can't debunk an experience.
As I said, I was not there, and you can clearly see that I approach him on the after event, and I'm asking if he's okay, what happened, then I'm laughing, I'm thinking he's fell down a ditch, but I don't know the truth of what he'll later tell me. It's his truth. It's not your lies, it's not my lies, it's his truth. He witnessed it, it happened to him, and I believe him.
So we're going to play the My Experience, My Truth card. That's what a lot of these fake jokers do. So if Chris turned around and said, oh, Santa came out of the clouds and pushed him, he still landed in a ditch.
Right, Chris, tell me your take on the Owl Man. What happened to you?
What happened? Well, I remember I came around. You went off and did your investigation, and I was on around the other side. And I just remember provoking the Owl Man. I remember provoking him, and then all of a sudden something swooped down, and it literally I could hear the static in the air as it and I literally fell with my camcorder, and the camcorder, obviously, it broke when I fell, and obviously I was gutted about that. But I was walking around for about an hour. But in my head, I was literally didn't believe that I just felt like that, thinking about it and over again. And, I was walking around in shock at this point, as you know. And, and then that was it. And just literally, then I was trying to get my head around everything, because it was a big audacity. But I remember being actually pushed. And when it come down, when it come down out of the air, and it pushed me, and literally that. And then it was like, yeah, that's my intake on what happened at the Owlman.
It's gone.
Pluck your limbs out of their sockets and tear the sinew from your bones for what they did. And you will suffer long and live.
You alright? I just dropped everything and just came round.
Now, the egg also claims that I sped his footage up to bypass showing that Chris was around. But I sped the footage up because Chris wasn't around. And I sped the footage up to show you just how much time elapsed, which gave Chris enough time to walk from where you were to where he was.
Your second claim of the figure being Chris is debunked here again. Chris was clearly next to me, but you fast-forwarded it, didn't you, you dopey cunt? Because you didn't want anyone seeing that part, did you? No. Because you knew that couldn't be debunked. But everyone, just watch the video and you'll see for yourself. Chris is right next to me. I did not even see that figure.
We know you didn't see that figure until later on review. And when you saw it on review, you thought, oh, fuck, we can say that's an Owlman. But it was Chris. And I'll prove that. And when I do, or even show the possibility that it may not be an Owlman, any true, real paranormal investigator will say, you know what, it could be. And that's something Mark the Egg McDavies cannot say, because he wants everything to be real, paranormal, real. Look, I caught real shit, guys. Donate to me. Yeah. Fuck off, Mark. Anyway, back to the footage that I allegedly sped up. Apparently, I didn't show that for you. So in this video, I will show that for you in full. I'll also enhance the audio, but it's quite tricky when you've got to try to alter the audio so that the egg isn't identified, or he will flag your channel down, as well as enhance it so you can hear that Chris is not around. What's the true hallmark of a fraud? Someone that when they are called out in a video will flag your video down to hide the evidence.
And the camcorder, obviously, you knew, it broke when I fell. And obviously, it broke when I fell.
Something moving in them trees. I just heard a sneeze. A sniff. Did you hear that?
No.
See? Look, I haven't got no torch. Just in case anyone's thinking it's the torch that's setting this meter off. Whoever's with me, can you light this device and show that it's not the torch batteries that have been setting this off? The voltage you've been giving off is really, really high and impressive. I know it takes you some time to do it. Thank you. Here you go. Thank you. You can stop now. You can stop. Thank you.
So Chris was next to me. He obviously couldn't be all that way where the figure is captured if he's fucking right next to me. That's why you fast forward it. Duh. So there's the truth. That's the truth. And Suit's so-called debunk has just been debunked because it was fucking shite. And he even speeded up the parts which showed Chris right next to me when that was captured. Fucking hell. Because he didn't want you to hear it. He didn't want you to hear him next to me. Well, there you have it, you know. I've debunked this debunk. It's gone.
Exactly.
Well, you won't see the fast forwarding. Him trying to cover up.
You know what I mean? So trying to hide everything.
So at the end of the day, your video is just your assumption. It's not facts. It's crap. You've made so many mistakes in it. It's fucking unreal. And I've shown the mistakes you've made, and I've shown that you're full of shite.
Now, he also said I used the word path.
Oh, there no path.
So that's his debunk of me.
You made the assumption Chris had wandered further down the path. There's another debunk. There is no path there. There is no path.
When I said Chris moved further down the path, doesn't have to be a literal path. You know, it's the path that he was traveling. I really believe these guys, especially these two, don't understand the use of the English language. Now, he also said, you said it was a live stream, but it was pre-recorded. And that's his debunk, because I said it was a live stream.
You stated regarding that video that you've done today that it was live streamed. No, it wasn't live streamed. It was pre-recorded. So there is a total fail, as per usual, with Suit. Bold claims.
More lies.
More lies, no facts. That was your claim, not mine.
Agreed.
And you stated it twice. It was pre-recorded. You fucking spaz attack freak. You can't even get that one thing right. That simple beginning in your simple head right. Bold claims of a live stream when it's pre-recorded. Wasn't a live stream, Suit. You are particularly stupid, aren't you? You claimed twice in your video it was live stream.
And then later on, in the same video reel,
The things that he's tried to debunk me on have all been captured live in HD on YouTube. Live.
and this is what I mean about the English language. He doesn't seem to comprehend it. Just because I use the term live stream doesn't mean it only applies to YouTube. No, Mark, you were filming things live without any cuts. It was footage of you walking behind, turning around, filming around you, seeing Chris in a ditch. All of this was done uncut. This was live footage. Ergo, a live stream. But bravo. If you want to twist meanings of words, or probably don't comprehend alternative meanings to words or phrases, but bravo. We know that it's not a live YouTube stream because you added text at the beginning of your video upload. You know, that text telling us all about the Owlman. So we know that you put that all together and then uploaded it. And hence, it's been pre-recorded. We know. But that still doesn't debunk my debunk, you utter moron.
I'm debunking your debunk. You're full of shit.
So that pretty much covers everything. Everything that Mark the Egg McDavies is claiming that he debunked.
I'm debunking your debunk. You're full of shit.
Now we're going to go through their live stream to show you just the type of people Mark the Egg McDavies and Chris McMoon really are.
Yeah, by the jealous, person.
Yep, jealous of you, yep, jealous of you, yep.
We just want to do our stuff, and yet again, they just won't stop. They're going to lengths to try and destroy us.
I'm not trying to destroy you. I'm just calling out bullshit when I see it.
Well, it ain't gonna destroy me.
Mr. McDavies, I don't have to destroy you. You're doing a damn good job of doing that yourself and taking Chris along for the ride. But the thing is, you're too dumb to realize that you are your worst enemy.
No, exactly. They're not going to destroy me either.
They're gonna like to destroy us. No, they're not gonna destroy us either. You know what you remind me of, Chris? Chester and Spike.
Hey, Spike, how about we chase cars, huh? Does that sound like fun? Nah. Yeah, that wouldn't be no fun.
Guess which one you are.
That was a frightening night, going back to that night with the Owlman, and even it still scares me to this day to, return there with what happened. And it's, I still have nightmares about this thing. The Owlman, I still have nightmares about it.
Who are you trying to convince? Yourself?
Thinking about even going back there, but I know one day I will have to face my fear and go back. But, I was provoking it, And, I think that's why it did what it was doing.
Oh yeah, one day you're gonna have to face those fears, Chris. Could it be Saturday coming? Spoilers.
So we'll do that Saturday. So you're not going to go out Saturday now, or we'll do that Saturday?
I'm going out Saturday live.
Oh, yeah, so you're doing that. Yeah.
Guess where I'm going?
Go on. Owlman.
I go to the Owlman Woods.
Wow.
Oh, dear. So.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to face my fear and I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back there in the summer and face my fear and come back and do it.
Ah, shit. I spoiled the ending, didn't I? Oh well, no one was watching.
I think that's when it swooped down and it literally attacked me.
Ah, and we're back at the beginning again. The Owlman swooped down and attacked Chris. Poor little Chris. Or at least, that's his lived experience. That's his truth.
Anyway, Chris ended up owning his shit to me.
Yep, I did.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's the end of it. He's apologised, he's been a man.
Damn shame that you can't be a man. That you can't own your shit.
You know why he's kissing his arse, don't you? We all know the real reason why he's kissing his arse. Because Suit.Yourself brought his channel back and conjured it out of the blue and gets his channel back. And now he's so far up his arse that, and that's the reason why. That's what I think anyway.
No one gives a shit what you think, Chris. I mean, just listen to Mark. He's hardly listening to you. In this particular part of their live stream, Chris is referring to Rɪɪḻ from Order of Magnitude Paranormal. Go subscribe to Rɪɪḻ's channel. And as for Rɪɪḻ, yeah, of course, if I can help someone out who's a mate, I'll help him out.
Right, Chris, tell me your take on the Owlman. What happened to you?
We've been over this, but let's go through the entire thing again, because this is Mark MAC-DAVIES, the Eggs Damage Control stream, where he digs his hole deeper and deeper and deeper. So let's sit back and have a laugh.
What happened? Well, I remember, I came around, you went off and did your investigation. And I was around the other side, and I just remember provoking the Owlman. I remember provoking him, and then all of a sudden something swooped down, and it literally I could hear the static in the air as it and I literally fell with my camcorder. And the camcorder, obviously, it broke when I fell. And obviously, I was gutted about that, but I was walking around for about an hour. But, in my head, I was literally, didn't believe that I just felt like that, thinking about it and over again. And, I was walking around in shock at this point, as you know. And, and then that was it. And just literally... Then I was trying to get my head around everything, because it was a big audacity. But I remember being actually pushed, and when it come down, when it come down out the air, and it pushed me, and literally that, and then it was like, yeah, that's my intake on what happened at the Owlman.
It's gone.
Pluck your limbs out of their sockets and tear the sinew from your bones for what they did. And you will suffer long and live.
You alright? I just dropped everything and just came round.
So when did you come to terms with that it actually pushed you, or that something swooped down on you?
Hours later, well, a few hours, if you remember, because I told you that, and you thought it was a bit crazy at first, but you thinking about it, but you know, and I locked all the windows and the doors on that night, you know, because I wasn't staying too far away from it. And I remember and even Sharon could admit, you know, tell everyone I was running around and literally thought he was coming back after me, you know? And, you know, Sharon, you know, was like thinking, oh my God, he's lost the plot. But thinking about it, it was like, in my mind, I thought he had unfinished business and he was coming back for me. Because I was only not staying too far away from the Owlman either. I think it was about 10 minutes away, wasn't it, or something like that? Not far.
And what does Mark remember?
See, yeah, I remember hearing the scream, and I put my camera on. I came from the woods around to the front of the cemetery, went through the gates, and I was on record, and I was going, Chris.
It's gone. You all right? Are you okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch?
And all this, and then it was just silence, and then I found you. And I just started laughing because I just thought you fell into a gutter.
You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm laughing, thinking, you know, but then I asked if you was all right, but you said, I think so, but for about an hour, you was in shock. You was really quiet.
I was. I wasn't even concentrating on the investigation. And then when he turned around and said it was the devil, and the REM pod was going crazy, I remember that, and I was just stood where you were, next to you, and you were like you have no power over us. And I remember that bit, and I was just shaking still, and all that, and the REM pod started going up, and I heard it say the Owlman, the devil, and it was a demon or whatever, I can't remember, something like that, but yeah, I heard that, and that's all, you know, and that's when it's, you know, when I'm like, wow, you know, it's, that thing was, you know, it's evil, you know, that Owlman, and it's real. And like I say, I am afraid to go back there, you know, and do an investigation, because it, you know, that scared me. But don't forget, that's later same year, I ended up having to have a big operation. And I still think that did something inside my body and caused an aneurysm, you know, because even the doctor says it's very rare that a 36-year-old, or, you know what I mean, gets an aneurysm like that. You don't usually get them until you're in your 50s, 60s.
Well, I guess Mark McDavies can't get his story out. Yet.
Where the bottom line is, it's just down to pure jealousy. They just don't like it. They don't like the fact we've been on the TV and stuff like that. And done these, you know, with the Owlman. But, you know, that it's still part of what happened, and it was real.
My take on it is...
Pay close attention, Marky McDavids. A little tricky dick. He is basically going to be able to throw Chris under the bus at any time and still claim that he never said any of this happened. Just pay attention.
You never mentioned anything about anything attacking you. No Owlman coming down attacking you. All I remember is laughing and then stop laughing.
Yeah, I was in shock, and I was in shock still, obviously. And I didn't, trying to get my head around it at that point, because I didn't. And I think I told you in the car, if you remember, I turned around and told you that something happened, and it wasn't just I fell. I was literally, yeah, I heard the static. I remember the static sound. And then it swooped down.
Ooh.
And then, yeah, I literally was pushed. And, yeah, then I was like in a ball on the floor, curled up for a bit. And then you found me. That's exactly how I remember it.
Oh boy, we're gonna have fun beating up a cat, ain't we, Spike?
It's funny. You've got Chris, and he's obviously got bullet points that he has to follow. And you've got Mark, and he's obviously got his own script too. And Mark is trying desperately to get his story out. And Chris keeps cutting him off. It's hilarious. I mean, there's no doubt that Mark is the brains of the operation, which isn't saying much. But compared to the people in his crew, like Chris McMoon and Nicky McNeil and those like, McDavies is a fucking genius. Poor guy. Oh, shit. Let's get back to seeing Chris interrupt Mark. Oof.
Once, me and Sharon heard something similar, like the same static sound. It was like electricity before something trying to manifest itself. It reminded me of something like in the the film The Entity, and you see the blue bolts of lightning, and but I didn't actually see that. I just heard it because I wasn't paying attention. I don't think in the air. I'm looking. I was focusing, in front of me. I wasn't looking up in the sky because I wouldn't expect it to, be that way. But I'm just gutted that the camera broke. I didn't get no footage. And the camcorders, obviously, it broke when I fell. And obviously, the camera broke. And I didn't get no footage. To back that up. But that's exactly it. That's how it always goes, isn't it? Sometimes you don't want to be caught. I'll never will forget that. And what I do remember as well, and you'll probably still remember it, when there was bloody claw marks in the door. In that door, and there's like writing of letters and carved into that door as well. And it wasn't like, it was unusual. It shouldn't have been there. And it looked like it was fresh as well.
Oh wow. Put your torch on him, Matt.
There's writing on there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's letters and stuff. What? It's like numbers and letters?
Yeah. What does it all mean? Wow.
What on earth?
It's crazy.
No, that's fresh. That's just been done. Look, because I can do it.
Of course it's fresh. Of course you can do it, because you done it.
I just put that L.
Yeah?
I sit here and I watch and I think to myself, surely these two can't be that fucking dumb. And then I remember, this is Mark the Egg McDavies and Chris McMoon. Of course it's claw marks to them. It wouldn't be weathered paint that has weathered away from the boards. The boards that make up the door. Fucking idiots.
What?
Look at the claw marks here.
It's just handprints everywhere.
Yeah?
Symbols and letters and that, yeah.
That's right, exactly. The symbols and letters, and that is like, that freaked me out. I was freaked out by that as well.
Little child.
I still have nightmares to this day. I still have nightmares of it all. Even in letters and symbols. I don't think I've even told you this, but yeah, I still have it's in my nightmares and everything, the same sounds and everything, how it plays over and over. It's like, yeah, it's still scarred me there for life.
All right, Mark, come on. Give it another try. Get your narrative out. Don't let Chris cut you off.
So as I was saying, I didn't know anything about what happened to you, and you was in shock. You was in shock by my side right throughout that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I told you in the car. And I remember, because I didn't really smoke, and I even said to you, Mark, I said, I need one of your cigs, is that alright, if you remember?
Yeah.
And, because I was still in that much to calm my nerves down. And I went, yeah.
Oh, poor Marky Mark. Trying to get his script out, and Chris just won't let him. Oof.
Suit yourself and all that, they'll do what they got to do, and they'll manipulate anything to suit their agenda. You know that, bro.
I don't have any agenda but call out morons and idiots. If you weren't faking shit, I wouldn't be calling you out. And as for manipulation, the egg, MAC-DAVIES, is a master at manipulating.
He can try and manipulate as much as he wants, but here is the case where we're going to debunk Sooty.
I'm still waiting. Take your time.
Well, yeah.
On his debunk. Preferably do it without you interrupting me, if that's possible.
Ooh, you got slapped back.
Huh? Nah, you wouldn't like that, would you, Spike?
Okay, my lips are sealed.
So, Sue, gonna put it out there to you, Marky boy.
Yes, my egg. I'm listening.
For me personally, you are the worst debunker I've ever encountered.
That's not surprising to me, Mark, because there's not much upstairs, is there? The egg's kind of empty. You don't even understand the meaning of the word debunk, do you?
When I say to you, go and replicate it, after I've gone out and tried to replicate it, you say it's his job to replicate it. No, it's fucking your job to replicate it. You're the one that's claiming it's a moth.
Oh boy, here we go. And this is exactly why I call Mark the Egg MAC-DAVIES a fraud.
Oh my, you have to replicate my work.
If any investigator out there says to you that you have to replicate their work to debunk them, they're a fraud. Plain and simple. No other option. The whole replicate my work out is designed for frauds. It's not up to me to replicate your bullshit. It's up to you, the one who's claiming it's real, to attempt to debunk your own bullshit. I and many others might suggest to you that it could be X, Y, or Z. It's not up to me to run out to where you are and attempt to try and see if it is X, Y, and Z. It's on you, the paranormal investigator who is claiming it is otherwise, to take it on board and go, okay, let's see if it is X, Y, and Z, dickhead. Now, originally, I didn't say it was a moth. I said it could be a moth. It was a possibility, but you wouldn't even entertain that possibility. And that is a huge red flag for anyone out there. If a paranormal investigator doesn't want to entertain the possibility that it could be something other than paranormal, they're a fraud. You know, the funniest thing is that on the live stream that I had you on my live stream trying to promote you, I went through various sites showing you how moths can fly at a certain frames per second and what it looks like when a moth flies at that speed and the patterns they can make and a whole bunch of other stuff. But all of it went straight over your fucking egg because you're too stupid to comprehend anything that I was showing you. Heck, you didn't even know what your own camera could do. That's another red flag. A paranormal investigator should know what his own equipment is and can do. We even tried to go over what your camera could do and you weren't interested. Not in any of it. And because you weren't interested in anything that I was saying, I know that you are a fraud. A fake. We know you're a liar. We know you're a thief. And you're a con man. Keep digging your hole, bro.
Here are the injuries to Chris. I also showed the video of him falling in a ditch or getting out of a ditch. I wasn't there when he experienced what he experienced. It was the aftermath I turned up at. Okay? So your bold statement that I'm a fraud, just debunked. How can I be a fraud if I wasn't there?
Oh, but you were there. I know you were there. I've shown that you were there in the beginning of this video. Let's bring that footage up again, you fraud.
Yeah, you went off and did your investigation, and I was on round the other side. you know, then I just remember provoking the owl man. I remember provoking him, and then all of a sudden something swooped down, and it literally, like, I could hear the static in the air.
How are you going to work that one out? I wasn't there.
No, you weren't.
It's gone. You alright? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch?
The injuries of him.
Here's the injuries to Chris.
Yeah. A bit there. Put down the ankle.
Coming out of that ditch with not the injuries he received when he later claimed that he was attacked.
Now you've put yourself in a bit of a pickle, haven't you, Mr. McDavies? Now Chris is saying that our men pushed him into the ditch, and he fell in the ditch, and that's where the camera broke. And all of that was the same instance. You're claiming you didn't see it because it was Chris's experience. But now you're saying the injuries he obtained from falling into the ditch are not the same injuries as what he received later from the Owl Man. So did the Owl Man attack afterwards, after he fell down the ditch? Because if he did, then that contradicts another narrative. If it didn't, and it happened at the same time, then you've just contradicted the narrative now. Or are you saying the claw marks magically appeared later on? Which there are no claw marks. Some gravel from the stones he fell into and scraped and ripped in might look like a claw mark, but it's still a graze from a stone. But it's certainly not the claws of an owl man. But you decide which way you want to go with this narrative, which narrative you want to follow. Did it happen at the same time? Did it not happen at the same time? Did it magically appear later? Did it happen before, after, during? You tell me. I mean, you sit down with Chris and you talk about it and get back to us. But remember, you've said multiple times you heard a scream. You ran to him, and he had fallen down a ditch. You thought it was just him falling down a ditch. You thought it was funny, ho ho, ha ha, hee hee, until later he told you it was the Owl Man. So do take that into consideration when you're choosing which web of lies you're wanting to reel in or unravel. This is why it's easier just to tell the truth, Mark. But you're incapable of telling the truth. The truth doesn't change. Not talking about your truth, his truth, their truth. Talking about the truth. The truth doesn't change. Lies, however, you have to constantly keep remembering what you said, when you said, how you said. But you do you.
Did you hear me at any stage state that I saw him being attacked in that graveyard on that night? No. My story on the TV has been spoken about in Chris's terms of what he told me. Everything on that TV is what Chris told me.
Always good to give yourself an out. Don't worry, Chris is too dim to realize what you've just done. It'll be our little secret.
So therefore your claim of me being a fraud is debunked. Yet again, another debunk right here, you fucking bellend.
And yet, I've debunked your debunk of my debunk. Or rather, pointed out that your debunks aren't debunking anything. So you're still a fraud.
Chris was attacked, which made him fall into that ditch. Coming out of that ditch with not the injuries he received when he later claimed that he was attacked. Chris was attacked, which made him fall into that ditch. Coming out of that ditch with not the injuries he received when he later claimed that he was attacked. Chris was attacked, which made him fall into that ditch.
Now you've put yourself in a bit of a pickle, haven't you, Mr. McDavies? You fraud.
Chris was attacked, which made him fall into that ditch. He never realised what happened to him. You never realised what happened to him. If you watch the video without prejudice, you can see the lad is in shock. He's in shock right throughout it. He's stuck to me like fucking glue. He's never, 4 feet away from me?
Yep, that's right. I wasn't.
Ooh.
Something moving in them trees.
I just heard a sneeze. A sniff. Did you hear that?
No.
See? Look, I haven't got no torch. Just in case anyone's thinking it's the torch that's setting this meter off. Whoever's with me, can you light this device and show that it's not the torch batteries that have been setting this off? The voltage you've been giving off is really, really high and impressive. I know it takes you some time to do it. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. You can stop now. You can stop. Thank you.
Now,
what happened that night was it literally like, yeah, that was it. It was like, wow.
throughout that, Chris never once told me he was attacked.
No, I didn't.
He was in silence.
Did you hear that?
No.
He was in shock, and I didn't realise he was in shock until later, when I actually got outside and seen the state of him, and in the car, the things he was telling me, wanting a cigarette, as he said, fucking phoning me up, telling me he's had to close all of his windows because he thinks the owl man's coming. And even then I was laughing. I was like, what the fuck?
Come on, Mark. Sell it. Sell it. Come on. You know Chris can't sell it, so you've got to sell it. And be wary of all your different stories. You're going to mingle them together. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Chris can't do it. Can't do it without you. We're counting on you, MAC-DAVIES. Or at least your dumb pay pigs are.
So as I said, if you watch the video without prejudice, you can see the lad's in shock. You can see Chris is in shock. He doesn't know what's happened to him. And, you know, when you're in shock, unless you're actually in a shock, unless you've actually... Don't forget, none of you have walked in this lad's shoes of what he's experienced. And yet you're quick to make assumptions, when the majority of you have never gone out on a paranormal investigation in your life.
Oh, well, you can't be talking about me then.
Or even have the slightest knowledge about what you're talking about.
Making assumptions again there, Marky Mark. Oof.
When you're in shock, you can forget things that have actually happened to you. Things come back maybe years later. Depends on the actual shock that you're going through.
What about the shock of an owlman that was created afterwards to, you know, sell a story? What about PTSD? PTSD of that owlman and having nightmares and being scared and all that kind of jazz. Does he just remember this straight after the event? You know, when he thought of a story to sell? Or rather, you thought of a story to sell? I wonder. And does that PTSD stop when he gets to face his fears on Saturday? You know, the Saturday coming where you face the owlman again. Asking for a friend. Well, here's that friend now. G'day, Braddles.
As I said, I was not there, and you can clearly see that I approach him on the after event, and I'm asking if he's okay, what happened, then I'm laughing, and think he's fell down a ditch, but I don't know the truth of what he'd later tell me. It's his truth. It's not your lies, it's not my lies, it's his truth. He witnessed it, it happened to him, and I believe him.
A very easy way out, isn't it, guys? His truth, his lived experience. And I saw nothing. I only heard what he told me. There's a way for good old MAC-DAVIES to get out of anything. Throw Chris under the bus if it's found out to be a lie. Which of course it is. Because there is no owlman. Brad will tell us that in a moment.
Here's the injuries to Chris.
Yep. A bit there. Put down the ankle.
They're clearly fucking claw marks on his arm.
Hey, Brad, want to tell us about the Owlman?
No. The Owlman is rubbish. It is total bullshit, mate.
So there's no way he could have got claw marks then from an Owlman. No, he fell in a fucking ditch.
Here's the injuries to Chris.
Yeah. A bit there. Put down the ankle.
They're clearly fucking claw marks on his arm.
Oh, Jesus, Mark, you can get some fucking horrific injuries from falling into a ditch, especially if it's made out of stone, especially if there's rocks and gravel around, or if the ditch is made out of rocks and gravel. It doesn't have to be claw marks from an Owlman.
And I know for a fact, you get concrete burn marks. Scrapes, not fucking claw marks.
You mean scrapes? Like what Chris has? Yeah, they're not fucking claw marks. An elbow injury, a knee injury, an ankle injury, which is all consistent with falling into a ditch, which we saw on their own live stream.
What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
Debunked.
Apparently you roughed me up, Mark.
Oh, I roughed you up now, did I?
You roughed me up, mate. Yeah, you roughed me up.
Oh boy, here's another example of these idiots not understanding or even comprehending the English language. Now, Mark didn't even watch the video, and it was only a 24-minute video. Sorry, nearly 25 minutes. Chris, however, did watch it, but Chris can't comprehend what was said. Let's go back and show you what I said. You're going to have your wits about you, aren't you? Especially if you're Chris and you trip over and fucking hurt yourself. But what's worse is knowing what Mark and Chris are like. They both went on Judge Rina in the UK and scammed that judge and that TV show out of £600. So knowing that these two will go to those kind of lengths, I wouldn't put it past Mark to rough Chris up a bit just for his owl story. Did you hurt your best friend? Did you? Oh, I hope it was worth it.
Who said that? Who said that?
Save yourself. You roughed me up, man.
Yeah, they're laughing at something Chris has not comprehended. Oh boy.
Chris was right next to me when I panned that video around. When that camera went round, panning.
Yeah.
Nope. Already debunked that. Liar.
By the way, which was in full HD. By the way.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, sure, Spike, sure.
Mark. McEg, McDavies, you've already admitted that you don't know how to operate your own camera. Can do slow-mo video, if you choose to do slow-mo video.
What, the Ultra can do slow motion?
You can do super slow motion on the Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Wow, didn't know
which
that.
will pick up at video at, like 1 second of footage can be picked up at 960 frames per second. Now, you may be uploading to YouTube in full HD, but you're not fucking recording in it.
The figure is over 8 foot tall, as was witnessed by the TV production.
Ah, so the TV production crew witnessed the Owlman too.
You made the assumption Chris had wandered further down the path. There's another debunk. There is no path there. There is no path. So you claim it's the owl man wearing shorts and holding a camera and being Chris. Well, you can clearly see whatever that is not holding no fucking camera. You can clearly see it's not got any shorts on. You can clearly see it's not Chris, because all you can see is that it's a solid, tall figure with fucking what looks like horns on its head.
Oh, Marky McDavies, what we've got here, and you're gonna hate me, is a clear case of pareidolia. Now, you know what pareidolia is. It is a tendency for incorrect perception of a stimulus as an object, pattern, or meaning known to the observer. Common examples are perceived images of animals, faces, or objects in cloud formations. You are looking for an owlman, and with pareidolia, that's exactly what your mind is seeing. Now, I'm not looking for the owlman, so what I see is Chris standing there, holding a camera next to a tree. Now, this is gonna really blow your mind. My next bit of evidence is you. Yes, you, Mark the Egg McDavies. Should you decide to answer one way and not the other, you yourself will be exposing yourself as a fraud. So my first question to you is it possible that this is Chris standing next to a tree and you yourself are seeing things, reading into it? My second question, what's more plausible, that Chris is standing next to a tree and you are seeing what you want to see? Or that it's the owlman, an urban legend that has been proven to be a hoax? I think we all know which way you're going to answer.
I just had a sneeze, a sniff. Did you hear that?
No.
See, I haven't got no torch, just in case anyone's thinking it's the torch that's setting this meter off. Whoever's with me, can you light this device and show that it's not the torch batteries that have been setting this off? The voltage you've been giving off is really, really high and impressive. I know it takes you some time to do it. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. You can stop now. You can stop. Thank you.
Even that guy in that video even said it, you know? He showed the picture and he showed that, and they both looked like similarity, didn't they? It was clear as day.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
It was clear as day.
I haven't watched it.
Right. I'll have to send it to you then. I've got it.
I'm not really interested in watching it, to be honest with you, because, you know, I could have uploaded it to my channel. I'm not really...
No, yeah, we could have both done that. Even I didn't even upload it. You know,
I don't need to.
Exactly, don't need to.
Did you just hear what I heard? I heard two so-called paranormal investigators talking about some so-called alleged evidence that neither have uploaded. One of them hasn't bothered to watch, and neither of them want to bother to upload it. Evidence. We don't need that.
He even stated he doesn't believe in it.
Where have I ever said that I don't believe in the paranormal? Find me a clip of me saying that anywhere. I'll wait.
Well, that's all right. You know, not everyone does believe in the paranormal.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously, you know, but he shouldn't be claiming that he knows everything. Like he's some expert.
He's not an expert.
And I've never claimed to be an expert. But I certainly know a hell of a lot more than you two.
Said you can't replicate fuck all. You cannot replicate anything to debunk me. Nothing.
I shouldn't have to debunk their work. They should be debunking their own work. And I never said I couldn't replicate. I said I shouldn't have to replicate. That's your job. You're making the claim.
Regarding my evidence, this is your first ever attempt at really trying to debunk me. But it's pathetic. It's an embarrassment.
See, the irony here, Mark, is that you're too dumb to realize just how dumb you are. It's you who are pathetic. It's you who are an embarrassment to the industry. But like I said, you're too stupid to know it.
It's worse than your attempts at debunking me with my spirit light anomalies that you claim are moths.
Mark. Mr. Mark the Egg McDavies. You see, had you had listened from the very beginning, you would have heard that I went over a few different things. I said that it is a possibility that it could be offs. I also said they could be reflections. I even said they could be refractive light. We went over a bunch of things. That they could be possibilities. But all of this went over your egg. I mean, you're too stupid to even consider what these things could be other than paranormal. And now, I just troll you and say everything you capture is a moth. For heaven's sake, you didn't even know your own camera specs. That's fucking terrible. That's disgraceful. That's inexcusable. That's something every paranormal investigator should know. Their own fucking equipment, especially their camera that they have chosen to use. I mean, I shit you not. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. What the fuck you're using. What the fuck I'm talking about. Because you're a moron. Can do slow-mo video. If you choose to do slow-mo video.
What, the Ultra can do slow motion?
You can do super slow motion on the Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Wow, didn't know
which
that.
Will pick up at video at, like 1 second of footage can be picked up at 960 frames per second. Oof.
A miserable fail on everything regarding me, Sue. You're lame, you're obsessed, you're an obvious psychopath.
A miserable failure on everything regarding Mr. Mark the Egg McDavies. Now, these are the privacy flags done by the Egg to my videos and my channel. Now, I've had to blur them, ironically, because otherwise he will flag this video for privacy. Well, as you can see, one after the other, after the other, after the other, just continuous flags, because he wants to hide the evidence that he has been doing this. How do we know it's him? Because when you flag for privacy, you have to put your name down. And who have we got here? Oh dear, I've had to blur it out, but I can guarantee you it's Mark the Egg McDavies. Now, I was winning all of these privacy strikes until Mr. McEgg found a way via the UK law to get videos taken down that are critical of him. What kind of a paranormal investigator does that? Unless they're a fraud.
You're a cunt. You've got zero knowledge of doing paranormal. You've never attempted it in your life. You can't replicate fuck all, and yet just make assumptions.
The irony of this statement here, making assumptions, when you're making an assumption or two about me because I haven't told you fuck all about my life. Just because I haven't told you or you can't find doesn't mean I haven't done. You fucking moron.
On Twitter, spamming the fuck out of TV production companies about me.
Context always matters. Unless you're a liar like Mark the Egg McDavies, then you just make up your own context. But when you've got a liar like the Egg, context really does matter. Especially when he's going on about how he's going to be on the big travel channels, So we reached out. Obviously, he wasn't on those channels. He wasn't on any of the large channels. He was on some small, obscure UK channel that no one really watches. And he was on there for 4 minutes.
This is unexplained. Caught on camera.
Oh yeah, the unexplained. Never heard of it. Now, Marky Mark. This falls under fair use. It's transformative. It's criticism. It's critique. It's parody. It's sarcasm. It's all of the above. There's no nudity. There's no sex. There's no porn. So there's no way that you can flag this. Everything that is out there is public domain. So let's sit back and watch Chris and Mark have their 4 minutes of fame.
Coming up.
Is there a creature that lives here?
Looking for a legend in a Cornish cemetery. Puts these two in grave danger.
There's something lurking in there what should just be left alone.
Oh god, it's like you've run into Dumb and Dumber off the Paranormal universe. It's amazing. And we've only just begun. Now, I met Mark a little while ago now. I got told that he's the kind of egg that doesn't like to take criticism. So, me being me, I figured I'd have him on my channel. Show people that he can take criticism. Oof, that didn't go too well. In his own promotional live stream, a live stream on my channel where I was promoting him, he absolutely derailed himself. He showed everyone exactly who he is. And oh boy, he couldn't take criticism. It was absolutely amazing. I had to literally block McEgg's other half and McNicky New from the live chat. And then they went on, started their own live stream to bag me whilst I was promoting Mark. You can't make this shit up. In the end, he couldn't take shit. Everything had to be paranormal. It couldn't possibly be anything else but paranormal. Couldn't possibly be a bug. Couldn't possibly be a moth. Couldn't be a speck of dust or a lens flare. Oh no, it was 100% legit paranormal. And you know how you can tell if a paranormal investigator is legit or a fraud? Well, if every investigation they go on, they capture paranormal activity, then they're a fraud. They're a fake. Not only that, if you question their evidence, instead of them saying, you know what, we're going to go out next week and try to see if what you said is what it is. We'll go and try to debunk it. No, they'll ask you or demand that you replicate what they've done. Yep. Frauds and fakes, they'll double down and demand that you reproduce what they've done. That's not how real paranormal investigators work, my friends. That's how frauds operate. If any paranormal investigator ever tells you to reproduce their work, instead of telling you, oh, good call, we'll go out and try to debunk that, you know they're a fraud. They're a fake. Stop following them. Stop donating to them. Stop enabling them. Isn't that right, Marky Mark? You know you're a fraud.
But first, in Cornwall, UK, two men get into a flat.
I heard Chris screaming
as they investigate the legend of the Owl Man.
and just blood pouring out of him.
Blood pouring out of him. Yeah, Chris fell over, hurt himself. And it's the Owl Man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oof. So why am I making another video on this fraud? Well, at the time, he took me channel down with false flagging, and what he did was flag for nudity, even though there was no nudity. So my channel went down, so I had to reach out to YouTube, present my evidence, show there was no nudity, and within an hour, my channel got back up again. Now this is what he does. He's got many other channels, which he creates just to shit talk you, because he knows he's going to remove the videos afterwards. But if you capture it and show it as evidence, present it to the world that this is who the MAC-DAVIES is, he'll flag you down because he doesn't want any bad rep going around about him. He's a good boy. He's even stolen art, and I've shown evidence of that for his merch shop. Went through, showed all the pictures that he had stolen, that he's been trying to sell under his banner, and he flagged that down too. Oof. But it doesn't matter how many videos you flag down, Mr. Egg, they get duplicated up to BitChute. So let's get back to the adventures of the Egg and his sidekick, McMoon.
Meet paranormal investigator Mark, who puts his life on the line to find out the truth about the other side.
I've been bitten by spirits. I've got second-degree burn marks on my body from spirits. And I know these things exist because I can smell them, and it's not very nice. You have to have your wits about you because it is a serious, dangerous game at times.
His life on the line, getting bitten by spirits. You sure it's not a bed bug that's biting you instead of a spirit? I mean, we know Chris said that a bed bug was a spirit of Angela. So maybe it is a bed bug that's biting you instead of a ghost. Oh, and he can smell them too. Oh, Jesus. Of course he can. He can smell them. And maybe he should shower more. And you got to have your wits about you, don't you? Especially if you're Chris, you know, and you trip over and fall into a ditch. Oh, well, at least you can make a story about the Owlman, you know, and go on. It's not international TV, is it? It's just like a little baby channel. Oh, well, back to your 4 minutes of fame.
It's a serious business that requires some serious kit.
It's claimed spirits can communicate through a spirit box. There's number one. They're all radios. They've just basically been hacked so that it's constant sweep.
Now, the radios that go round and round and round on the different channels, repeating as fast as they can, well, it's been said that spirits can allegedly communicate through white noise. So you don't need various radio stations on repeat going round and round and round. All you need is white noise. So break that aerial off. You'll get white noise. But what these frauds want is a different radio stations so that they can get pareidolia and hear things and claim the spirits have spoken. Fucking morons.
You've got the REM pod. It's got an electromagnetic sensor on it. It's got a heat sensor on it. It's also got a temperature gauge as well. I trust my phone. And that's what captures the spirits. Get the visual, get the audio to prove to people that spirits exist. And if they're stuck, to help them cross over.
Ooh, REM pods. They've already been proven to be useless and pick up on a lot of signals, including the walkie-talkie signals. Like when you push the button down on certain walkie-talkies and lift it up again, the REM pod goes off. That's kind of why Ghost Adventures no longer uses them, as they've been debunked as useless. But I'm sure Mr. MAC-DAVIES, the egg himself, has done his research and looked into this. And funnily enough, to prove that it just goes off randomly, you saw it go off randomly in this clip. But Mr. MAC-DAVIES, he just looked and laughed and went, oh, I just caught a ghost. Oh, fucking moron.
But now, Mark's hoping to prove the existence of more than just spirits.
I wanted to investigate this graveyard because I'd heard about the legend of the Owlman that is said to haunt this place.
The Owlman is a Cornish folklore legend, half human, half owl-like figure, believed to roam this graveyard.
A lot of people know about the Owlman in the area, but they don't like to talk about it. I was hoping to find that day actual evidence that the Owlman exists.
Evidence? You mean you were hoping to fabricate evidence to prove the Owlman exists, so you then get your name in papers, or in your case, on websites that no one visits?
It's the entrance First witness statements was 2 children that were on holiday, and they was attacked by something that was like 7 or 8 foot, came flying at them, and they ran for their lives. And there was an American student that was here, something 7 or 8 foot tall, actually rose in front of her and started flapping. She ran for her life.
Oh, those are the only 2 Wikipedia stories you remember? Ah, that's alright, Mark. No one's ever credited you for being smart.
Really creepy.
Helping Mark is fellow investigator Chris.
I've known Mark for about 4 years. He's very open to spirits.
Very open. He also claims to be a medium, a psychic, a healer, fortune teller, a hypnotist. Oh my god, if he could convince you that he was Jesus Christ, he fucking would. Oh boy, but to everyone else, he's just a bad egg.
Mark phoned me and said, oh, we've got this place like the Owl Man, do you fancy doing it? So I said, okay, sounds very interesting.
It was about 11 p.m. at night. It was the full moon. There was no winds, and it was just creepy.
Oh my god. Ma, no. There was no wind. It was a full moon. It was just creepy.
As their investigation gets started. Wow! It's not long before Mark and Chris catch sight of something spectacular.
That is absolutely amazing. Did you see that? Orbs just started to appear, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was just in shock and awe at the same time.
That's because you're a fucking idiot. You're either faking it because you know how to use reflections and light manipulation, or that the light might bounce off an insect flying around close to the lens, or you don't want to debunk anything because you want everything to be supernatural because that's your gimmick. You're not a real paranormal investigator. You're a showman, show pony.
What colour are you? Are you green? I've tried to debunk it as being flies and all sorts, and you just can't because something is actually showing itself.
You just can't. I tried. You know, that's exactly what I mean. Always a show pony. Never want to debunk any of your shit. That's because it's all a fucking act. You want to put on this act of everything's amazing and oh my god, it's supernatural and it showed itself to you. Oh my god. No way. To you, of all people, the fucking rotten egg. Look at me. Look at my evidence. You can't debunk it because I'm number one paranormal investigator out there. Oh yeah. Hey, you know, you're just a fake, a fraud, a con man, a thief, and a liar.
Whoa, yes. I can't keep up with you. There you are. That's it. Stay there. Where you gone? They're either wanting to get help from you or show themselves to you, saying, look at me. This is what you're going to be.
Pretty easy to prey on those that believe in the afterlife or have lost a loved one. In fact, Mark McDavies likes to prey on those that are a little dim and don't work out what he's all about. And those that do, oh boy, watch out. He'll go at you. In fact, there are many women out there that have put in police reports on this guy due to his harassment and abusive behavior. Such a upstanding citizen.
Later, Mark and Chris make terrifying discoveries as they continue their hunt for the Owl Man.
What was that? I captured some sort of being. It looked like it had horns on its head. I just can't explain it.
Now, you will notice that Mark McDavies can never ever explain anything. It's all part of the show pony showman act. But take note of the footage used. The entire show is 45 minutes long. He's in it for about 9 minutes. However, 5 of those minutes are repeated footage, so he's only really in there for 4 minutes on a show that hardly anyone watches. Bravo, Mark. Bravo. You've made it to the big time.
Back in the cemetery in Cornwall, investigators Mark and Chris have already seen ominous orbs.
That is absolutely amazing.
And as their quest to find evidence of the fabled Owl Man continues,
This is creeping me right out right now.
Something is starting to communicate.
Wow, that is full pelt on full power.
The REM pod was going absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's why they're not used anymore. We've been over this.
Something was actually touching that to make it go off. That was the first experience that something wasn't right. Can you light up this device if the spirit's with us right now? Wow, thank you so much. That is absolutely astonishing. For it to be going off up to the red like that, showing that something unseen was in front of me or nearby. Who's that in the trees? Wow, can you see? Whoa.
All right. I got to set the stage here. You know his nickname is the Mothman. Listen to his evidence coming up.
I heard this buzzing noise above me, and I couldn't see it. And then I started to recollect about one of the witness statements. I think it was the American that came here. She said she was hearing static noises.
Buzzing noises? Static noises?
What is that in the tree? I feel like being what? I do.
There's so much fear or dread in that cemetery.
Are we in danger? Light up this device if I'm in danger.
I think there's something bad's going to happen.
Do you? Do you, Chris? Do you think something bad's going to happen? Like, one day, maybe you fall over and end up in a ditch and hurt yourself?
I just heard branches breaking.
I heard branches breaking. Chris walking in the woods.
And I was like, what's that? And my meter was going a bit crazy at the time. Is there a creature that lives here? Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Some sort of being. It looked like it had goat's legs to me. And it had horns on its head.
Like it was showing itself, and then I just got goosebumps and the chills.
There was nobody there, and especially no one that was 8 foot with horns on their head. I can't explain it.
Ooh, I can, and already have. You were panning the camera around, Chris walked off. 47 seconds later, you pan the camera and face where Chris is, and he looks like he's an owlman, because he's so far away from you and your camera equipment is shitty quality.
Is there a creature that lives here?
Back in Cornwall, paranormal investigators Mark and Chris believe they stumbled across the legendary Owlman.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Some sort of being. It looked like it had horns on its head.
But nothing could have prepared them for what happened next.
Chris was filming round the front. I was round the back of the cemetery. I heard Chris screaming. I started to see like electricity in the air. All I remember seeing was this black shadow with wings, and it just swooped towards me. My heart was actually beating like, and pumping so fast I could feel it. I just dropped everything and just came round. And Chris was just on the floor, crying his eyes out, just blood pouring out of him. I was screaming. I didn't know what was happening. I remember falling to the ground in a ball. I was just so frightened, and it just seemed to go away. It was horrific. Never seen anyone, like a grown man, for instance, crying, shaking like that. Never seen it in my life.
A good friend you are.
So if somebody just reports that they've been scratched, for example, and you see the scratch, how do we know where that scratch has come from? They may have done it themselves. Mark is going into this attempting to capture evidence of a legend, so we need to be a little bit sceptical initially about the interpretation of any evidence.
I think that Mark did manage to make contact with the legend of the Owlman.
Here's the injuries to Chris.
Yep. Yep.
I just totally believe the guy. I know he didn't claw himself. I know you can't hurt yourself like that just from a fall. That was proper claw marks on.
I was just literally looking at the arm and thinking, how's that just happened?
Oh, you know how it happened, Chris. You're a part of this. You're a lying cunt, just like Mark.
Boy, that just gave me chills.
Oh my God, something just went right over me.
Fuck, you're a terrible actor.
All those witnesses of the past, going back to the 1970s, I believe every single one of them, just based on that night alone, what we experienced.
There is something lurking in there what should just be left alone. It's still with me today. I get flashbacks of the night.
PTSD. Oh shit, I fell over. I fell down into a ditch. Oh shit. Oh my.
It's literally made me so afraid of what it actually can physically do. And for my safety, I never want to go there again.
I don't know who the Owlman is. It's not something of this earth. It's not a human. It's a negative energy. Whatever lingers here is true.
Well, if you say so. I mean, who are we to pass judgment on the mighty Mothman, the egg himself, McDavies?
Well, after this investigation, I actually do believe in the Owlman. He 100% exists. I think this night would bit off more than we could chew.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mark McDavies, the Egg's 4-minute claim to fame, where all they showed, a couple of orbs, a couple of flashing lights, something that said Egg, and Chris pretending to be the Owlman. Bravo. Now, that entire show, remember, went for 45, 46 minutes, and there was some good stuff in there. Just nothing from the Egg was any good at all. And this is what we're supposed to be jealous of. The Egg going on an obscure TV channel that no one knows about for 4 minutes to pretend he's captured a creature that is a hoax. The Owlman.
The Mothman comes under the cryptozoology side of things. The Owlman doesn't come under cryptozoology. It doesn't even come under the creepypasta side of it. It comes what's called urban legend. The first reported sighting of the Owlman in Cornwall was actually only 1976. Did you know that? And it was actually mistaken to be a large beast with glowing eyes and horns. It was actually what's called an eagle owl, which has like a wingspan of like 1 meter and 88 centimeters. It's massive. It's a big owl, big ass owl.
I'm going to show you this, don't worry.
This is the whole urban legend side of things. Now, many people have claimed to see the Owlman, right? But it only kicked off in 1976. Now, so let's look at this. The Mothman, right, has been seen and is very much a cryptozoological creature because it goes back to the Native Americans. At the end of the day, it is in their culture. It is effigies of them in the totem poles and all the rest of it. So something like the Mothman, which has been around in Native American lore for such a long time, if you know what I mean, it's like goes way, way back there.
But I'm the Mothman. And I'm the Owlman.
Careful, Brad. You gotta be stepping on someone's toes.
I don't care if I tread on toes, to be honest with you, because we got to look at this as a logical aspect and putting the Owlman in its own category. It falls under the urban legend side of things, right bang in the middle between cryptozoology, urban legends, and creepypasta.
I wish more people were logical thinkers.
I mean, this is the thing. Look, urban legends are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people who explore and go under the urban legend side of things. We're talking about the No-Face Man. The No-Face Man is a guy who was found living in an abandoned mental asylum who used to be a patient there. And people have actually witnessed him there back in the 70s. This is the thing. They call him the No-Face Man because he's just a little bit icky. Something like the Owlman is the same principle. It was only first seen in 1976. And ever since then, the stories of the Owlman are going, and people go out looking for the Owlman, which I get because it's part of urban legend, but you can't call it a paranormal event. This is the crossover process that I'm trying to explain. When you're looking within the paranormal realm, you're looking at things that we talked about Bigfoot, you talked about El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. Anything like that can be blown well out of proportion. We look at all this type of scenarios and stuff like this. When someone claims something to be of a paranormal event or nature or paranormal thing, you got to break it down in different categories in my view. Now, this is just my viewpoint. I can't put down the Owlman, who was only discovered supposedly seen in 1976, right? And of course, people go out looking for him and all the rest of it. Now, unfortunately, it has been debunked. and it has been done to what's called an eagle owl, which is a very fucking large owl. It's a big ass owl. Things of that nature are very important to talk about, because if you're going to set out and do a whole exploration on the sort of subject matter, I think the history behind it and the understanding of where the law came from is very important to understand. This is what I don't think gets done enough of within the industry. To go out and search for something of an urban legend status and calling it paranormal, to me, is incorrect. It's an urban legend. It hasn't been around long enough to be considered a cryptozoological creature. It was only like 40 years ago. And this is what I find interesting behind the subject. There are a lot of fantastic urban explorers out there on YouTube, and they call themselves urban explorers. They don't call themselves paranormal investigators, and this is the difference between it. So when you have someone who's an urban explorer, they go out and they check out the great catacombs of Paris and stuff like that. They talk about the whole thing. Look, and this is the thing, I've been in this industry for a shit long time, very long time. You got to understand this, that hyping something up to be something it's not, to me, is the wrong way of doing things. And the only reason the Owlman got his name Owlman, because technically it was an owl. So this is the owl. This is the actual owl that is pretty much native and hangs around that area. They're a big friggin' owl, you know, and they do have the big red eyes, and they fluff themselves up, especially at night. They like sparse areas. They definitely like cemeteries and places like that, because what they're looking for is rodents. Owls will eat possums, they'll eat rodents, they'll eat rabbits, they'll eat anything. So when you've got something that large sitting up in a tree, in the crest of a tree or something like that, and it's at night time, yes, your perception, or what's known as pareidolia, is going to kick in, and you're going to be a believer that this thing is more than what it is. So if you have this very large, sparse-looking tree, and it depends what time of the year it is, if it's sitting nesting in a crest of tea, and all you see is this big, massive shape in front of you, and a big set of eyes staring at you, your mind is automatically going to go back to thinking, wow, that's what it is. It's classic pareidolia.
Or if you've got Chris walking away from you while you're distracted, trying to get the spirits to make the lights flash on your device, and then 47 seconds later you look back with your crappy camera equipment at low res and review the footage of some creature that looks like an owl, and yet it's Chris, that too is pareidolia, because your mind is looking for an owlman, and you didn't see it at the time. No, you reviewed the footage afterwards, the crappy low-resolution footage.
Classic pareidolia. Look, I love the thought of there being something like that out there, but Owlman, no. It's too easily debunked. It has been debunked several times since 1976. So this is the thing, and this is why I'm trying to be as diplomatic and as nice as possible regarding these sort of things. There is no definition on what's what anymore. It's all about that clickbait, which I think is a crying shame, because a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff which should be considered or should be advertised as a urban legend, or should be advertised as a true cryptozoological event or a true paranormal event or a true, but it's got to fall into a category when you talk about these things.
Yeah, it is some category. It's a category of clickbait. That's all the egg wants. And I'm not going to be diplomatic. The egg is a fraud, a fake. Imagine doing a whole fucking show on an owlman, which has actually already been debunked, and a hoax. That's what they did.
An urban legend, urban myth or urban tale or contemporary legend is a gene or folklore comprised of stories circulated as true, especially when having happened to a friend of a friend. So hearsay, or a family member, often with a horrifying or humorous elements. These legends can be entertainment, but often concern mysterious peril or troubling events such as disappearance or strange objects. They may also be confirmation of moral standards or reflection of prejudices, or maybe take a sense of social anxiety. Urban legends are often circulated orally, but are spread by media, including newspaper, mobile news apps, email, social media, and urban legends have been passed through the years with only minor changes to suit regional verifications.
Regional variations.
So this is it. The classification or definitions within the community as a whole, I think there has to be a more of a premise of what's what, or what someone is going out to look for or find.
Ah, well, don't worry about it. At least Mark's still got his cemetery with his spirit moths.
And this is another thing I have a problem with. Cemeteries. Cemeteries as investigation points. We've all done it. When I was young and I started off in the paranormal industry, in the field itself, that was the first place you go to do an investigation, because the idea of it's full of dead people, why not go and check it out? That was 25 odd years ago. The last one I did, I was invited to do in New Zealand, was part of the TV series, because a lot of the groundskeepers there actually reckon there was shit going on, but it wasn't of a paranormal nature. It was just that things were being vandalized, and then they want to sort of do a story on it. So as part of the episode, it was mainly based about people destroying cemeteries and all the rest of it, headstones, which I just find absolutely disgusting. The viewpoint to me is that cemeteries is one of those places that should be left alone. They should not be investigated. They should be off limits. As a historical tour, wonderful. So much history there. As learning who's buried there and what they did in their life when they were alive and what they achieved, and if they were famous or infamous, perfect. I get it. I have a problem with people stomping around in graveyards or cemeteries, straight off the bat. I personally think it's very disrespectful. It's something that should not be investigated within the paranormal field. To me, I wouldn't step foot now, and I haven't in the last many, many years, step foot in a cemetery to do an investigation. For what I've seen in the past, a lot of it is very disrespectful, where a lot of it is a big friggin' waste of time. 9 times 10, you don't know what you're walking over, because if there's, and it's also, it can be quite a dangerous place. Cemeteries to me are a very peaceful place. They're a place of rest. The last thing you want is a bunch of people walking around with K2 meters and flashlights and voice recorders calling out for the deceased to make contact. You are treading on people's loved ones, their mothers, their fathers, their children, their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles. You are basically desecrating a place of rest. I find it disgusting behavior for any investigator to tread onto a cemetery for that purpose. I think we should seriously look at not approving best teams who go into graveyards or cemeteries to investigate.
That's all well and good, Brad, but you'll have people out there like the egg that won't give a fuck. They'll go. They don't even ask for permission. They'll go into an abandoned house. You know, one of their parties will kick the glass on a door, breaking it, and then say it was paranormal or say it was poltergeist activity, because they don't care. They're only interested in the clicks and the views and the donations coming in from what they have found, in quotes. Found. So they'll continue going to the graveyards and talking to moths, telling you that they're all spirits. No respect whatsoever. And you can see that on their channel.
Investigators should stay out of them. Cemeteries should be protected. Graveyards should be protected. I think the process of what we're doing, and I use the Owlman as a big example tonight of how an urban legend can be misconstrued as being a true paranormal event, and the locations being used is very, very inappropriate. I'm not the paranormal police. People are going to have to make up their own minds on how they do things and how they conduct themselves. That's not my job. My job as a former investigator, from someone who's spent years in the paranormal industry, is to put my viewpoint across what I feel is right and what's wrong. I can't tell people what to do within this industry. It's up to their moral standards.
Yeah, I get it, standards, but some investigators, like the egg, have almost no standards and just waltz right in wherever they want. Break whatever they want, take whatever they want.
And this is the thing, and this is why I feel in this day and age, no one should be going in there to investigate the paranormal. No one asks for permission nowadays. They just walk through the gates and off they go and have a bit of fun. I think the respect has gone out of the industry. I think it's all about the clicks and views and the coin now.
Now, before we move on to the egg getting sexually fondled by the police, is there any last words you want to say, Brad, on the Owlman?
Yeah, the Owlman, mate, it was debunked as being what's called an eagle owl, which is a bloody big owl. It was only, like I said, Owlman was first sighted in 1976. It came under urban legend. It does not come under a cryptozoological creature or the paranormal. But people will turn that into a big thing, which it isn't, and which is misleading, which is false information. And I have a problem with that. And a lot of people do it. It's not just been one particular person. It's a lot of people do it. The Owlman wasn't even from Native American side of it. It wasn't all. It was just some muppet walking through a cemetery late at night, saw this big thing, called it the Owl. The papers picked it up, called it the Owlman, and ever since then it's been an urban legend run wild with. That's the thing. It's nothing. It's just a heap of bullshit. The Owlman was never real. It was an owl up in a tree. They're fucking huge. Someone mistook it as something because of the silhouette it produced, and the urban legend of the Owlman existed. It is not something that is at all of paranormal nature. It is nothing at all to do with cryptozoology. It is solely an urban legend that some pisshead probably made up walking through a cemetery late at night, yada yada yada. That has no history, it has no backstory, it has nothing to do with the culture or anything like that. The Mothman is the true cryptid in this story. It is the true individual, the true been around for bloody eons, known about the Native Americans. That's the difference. That's crypto. If someone wants to argue the point with me that it is a cryptozoological creature, then prove it to me. Give me the proof that I need and tell me otherwise. But there's too much proof out there that it was just an owl, literally an owl, a big ass owl, because they're located in that area. Let's look at the history. Let's look at what the location is before you go out there and make massive claims of the supernatural or paranormal, whatever. If it was me, if I was going looking for the Owlman, as I would say, listen, we're here to look at the urban legend of the Owlman that was spotted here in 1976. We're going to see if we can find any sort of evidence towards it, and possibility it could have been an actual animal. That's the way I would have put it across, not theatrical. I don't like theatrics.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're going to see some more theatrics soon. Some sexual theatrics with the egg and a police officer. So, Brad, do you think the Owlman is real?
So, I just debunked the shit out of that tonight with history and logic.
Oh, shit, Brad, don't bring up logic with the egg. All right, speaking of the egg, let's bring him back on.
Yeah, spamming the fuck out of the police.
Isn't it funny? You got this big-ass huge troll, Mr. McDavies, the egg himself, and he doesn't realize that if you put a video out saying that the police sexually harassed you, of course I'm going to troll the shit out of you. Of course I'm going to contact police on Twitter and ask them about it. Jesus Christ. And I never spammed them. It was one tweet. And how's that coming along? Have you taken them to court yet? Like you said, for them sexually harassing you?
I was calm, and I remained calm throughout the whole thing. I reached for my camera to record it because I could feel that I was interacting with what I would call police corruption. I clearly shown he was coming towards me. I never approached him once. You heard him cry about the light in his face from my camera before he then proceeded to full beam me in my face yet again with a powerful torch. This affected my eyesight, and you could clearly see a second person to the right dressed in dark, what I would describe as a terrorist uniform, with tools of torture on him, basically. He had the headlight on, approaching me. He claimed to be the police. I had to obey. I had no rights whatsoever. I was then falsely accused of burglary, and I was falsely arrested. My rights were not even read to me, and yet they continued to question me. I was tortured on a false accusation. You see me with my hands handcuffed, that the officer who had the problem was aggressive to me at one point and jabbed his fingers towards my eyes with malice. So the whole thing for me was unlawful activity. I was no threat. They were a threat to me. They said they were not going to harm me or to assault me, and then they laid their hands on me and proceeded to torture me and assault me. I was also sexually assaulted by one of these officers, but I felt totally deflated during it, nearly 2 hours, because I was still in shock, to be honest with you. And that's it. And that was my experience with Devon Police. Fantastic, eh?
Wow.
You was trying to silence me. So, I repaid the favour on YouTube.
No, I wasn't trying to silence you. I was trolling you, trying to show people that you can take shit, but also showing people how much you twist the truth in an attempt to play a victim. Now, there is a difference between trolling someone, exposing the truth, and trying to get their channel terminated. Big difference. And there's evidence of you saying you're going to do this, flag videos down, terminate channels, etc., to hide evidence. And even though there's evidence of you saying it, I've already presented evidence of you doing it.
And what, for the last 2 months, he's been spamming the fuck out of Team YouTube on Twitter, crying your eyes out, accusing me of trying to take your live streams down about porn and shit, where you've got zero evidence, and yet you claim not to lie. Don't worry about that. He doesn't want me to get his address. He's turned into a snowflake. He's crying about it. And I'm coming to take more of your videos down, so get ready. I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to go out of my way to start the process.
Here's words from his live stream, which I only used a snippet of that live stream, which is fair use. It falls under fair use, and I will win the case.
It doesn't fall under fair use. And the other stuff that you've uploaded, I'm going to strike that too, just because I can. But this time, I'm going to use the DMCA to take down your shit. And then we'll see who's laughing. Okay? We've only just begun to live.
Satire. Parody. Less than 1% of the footage used. It's transformative. It's my creation since I created the cartoon. So you will lose on every count.
So why did you go crying to YouTube, Sue? I've just showed everyone in this video. You're crying to YouTube. You're crying your eyes out to YouTube to help you. Because you're not abled. You're not abled. You're a little snowflake in a wheelchair. Sorry, a lanky streak of piss in a wheelchair who is triggered. That's what you are. You've gone crying to YouTube.
At this point in the original video, I said as your choice, Mark, remove the false flag. Because what's meant to happen is that what MAC-DAVIES has done, he has put through a legal request, which means the video automatically gets taken down and I have to supply my details. And if I supply my details, he has 10 business days to take me to court. And of course, he was boasting about taking me to court on his live streams, which are now obviously deleted. But if he doesn't take me to court, that's known as a false flag, and it's a legal one. It should be legally binding, and YouTube is supposed to terminate their channel for misusing the legal takedown system. However, it seems like YouTube doesn't give a shit about trolls like Mr. Mark the Egg MAC-DAVIES misusing their system.
No, I won't. You can't. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more false flags. Oh dear. Prepare for more copyright strikes and privacy strikes. I am coming for you.
Isn't it funny? In every video I do, I always present evidence. That's why the videos take so long. But when the egg, MAC-DAVIES, does a video, he either provides no evidence or makes it up. 99% of the time, he just flaps his mouth off and claims he's got evidence or things have happened. But he won't show it. He won't present it. Unless, of course, it's doctored. Now, in that 10 business days case, I waited the 10 business days. He never took me to court. I got the video back, so I won that appeal too.
You claim to be a truthful person, and that you only provide facts. There's another example of your agenda in silencing me. And yet, Order of Magnitude talks about how people shouldn't be silenced and they should be heard.
I don't have an agenda, Mark. That's what you don't understand. I'm not silencing you. Going to YouTube to ask them to stop you from false flagging my videos? That's not silencing you. Even though people like Riley might think it is.
Suit Yourself got this war going on with MD, this big fucking war. It's pathetic, really, between the two.
War. It's not a war. It's a wanker trying to take down my channel for exposing his bullshit. You know that, Riley. But because you're in the UK, you don't want MD to go after you. And I get that. I get that.
I'm not, like, you know, fucking on anyone's side, but Suit Yourself has saved my channel several times, and MD does what he does.
And MD does what he does. Suit Yourself has saved my channel many times. From what, Riley? False flaggers, right? So you, above anyone else, should be fucking batting for me against someone who is abusing the YouTube system to take down another creator. Grow some fucking balls.
MD came to his channel to be promoted, and then, like, Suit Yourself said something along the lines of, oh, could it be an insect, like a moth or whatnot, and MD went fucking wild. And it all went from there. I'm not saying Suit Yourself hasn't done anything wrong in terms of, like, dealing with this, like, trying to silence him, going to TV companies and stuff. You could construe that as taking away his freedom of speech or not, I don't know.
Let me stop you right there, Riley. Obviously, you've been listening to bullshit. What I was doing was calling out Mark's bullshit. Tweeting at a travel channel to ask a question is trolling and calling Mark out. Not trying to silence him. He obviously wasn't going on Travel Channel anyway. He went on the fucking Unexplored, a UK channel. But had you been following and listening and paying attention, you'd fucking know that.
I'm not getting involved in terms of sides and stuff.
Nobody's asked you to take sides. But what you should be doing is calling out bullshit in your community. But I get it. He's done some terrible things to you and doxed you and you had to move and all this kind of stuff. So, all right, you're scared of the guy. Fair enough. I'll call him out for you. But don't bullshit about me and what you assume has happened if you haven't gone and done your own research. And that's a lot of the problem with the community out there. Your community. None of you seem to do research.
I've got so much better evidence than you!
MD. Listen to me. You were very triggered, obviously, but, just to let you know, mate, okay? I never said you didn't have good evidence. I've always said, actually, you've had some very good captures, some amazing captures. But there is just a few small things. You know, those actual visual evidence you've got. I don't know what it is, there's something about them. Can't put my finger on it.
Well, I can put my finger on it. It's a bug, a moth flying around. That's what it is. But better. How does that feel, getting that off your chest? You don't have to suck up to him either. He hasn't got good evidence. I can debunk pretty much everything that he throws at me, and have done. So there's no need to suck up to him. You don't have to balance on that fence post, Riley, because if you keep doing that, you might slide down that fence post and be stuck there forever.
There's other things as well, and Haley kicking out the glass, saying it's a poltergeist.
Yeah, we called that out too. Notice how that video's no longer there. That's destruction of property for you. That's the amount of respect these cunts have for any site they go onto. They got no respect. They fucking steal shit from sites too. But when you call them out, they'll delete the evidence if the evidence that they've created isn't convincing enough or gets debunked. They'll delete it and then pretend it never happened.
MD. Just one more thing. Spirit box sessions. But yeah, you did this video once where you exposed PXTV, how you showed how he faked his spirit box sessions. You with me? It was quite convincing. But what you have done is expose yourself in terms of you know how to fake this stuff. You do know how to do that. And that brings a big question mark on just a couple of things.
So back on topic, Riley, asking Team YouTube if there's a way to stop Mr. MAC-DAVIES, the egg, from false flagging, misusing the YouTube system to take videos down, is not silencing Mark, the egg, MAC-DAVIES. He's already utilised the system to take down my channel once, and within an hour after talking with YouTube, I got the channel back. So this isn't a case of me trying to silence the egg. This is me calling out the egg and asking YouTube how to stop a false flagger. You know, those types of people that took your channel down.
He spams the fuck out of YouTube non-stop, trying to silence me. But I'm not the one even doing anything to his live streams. And he has no proof of me doing it.
Do you see how the egg twists the narrative? I've already showed evidence of him taking the channel down and flagging me, as well as him himself saying that he will do these things. And yet he'll go on a live stream and blatantly lie and twist things and claim innocence. And he'll twist me tweeting at YouTube to protect myself from his false flags as me trying to silence him.
Just remember, it is Suit who stole photos of me and my children. He's got photos of my children on his hard drive, unedited. Children, little children, on his hard drive. Let that sink in a minute.
Here we go. Here we go. Mark loves to twist the narrative, and if he is able to twist a narrative into you being some kind of child pervert or sexual predator or deviant or child molester or pedophile, he will. He loves to use the term nonce, which is a UK slang term for pedophile. Unfortunately, that's what these type of people do when they have nothing that they can fight with, when they know they've been called out. When you use the truth and they've got nothing to defend, instead of owning their bullshit, they'll call you a nonce, a pedo. Classic examples: Queen of Spade, Mark McDavies, the egg. Every single one of them, lying cunts. And when you call them out, they twist things to try to make you look like a pedo. That's how you know that you've won and they've lost. Now, let me show you what was presented and how Mark the Egg McDavies has twisted this around. Now, we're going to play the original video, which Mark the Egg McDavies tried to flag down, and I won. But I'm still going to blur out stuff on this video simply because the egg has found a way via some obscure UK law to be able to instantly take down videos that use his voice or his face or his company name, because that's how much of a false flagger and fraud this guy is. That's the extent he'll go to hide any evidence of people calling his wrongdoing out. G'day guys, and welcome back. Some of you may not know who Mark is. Let's give you a little refresher.
Where's the money?
Well, Angela, she told me that I mustn't pay it. She telepathically.
This lying con man, this egghead, is Mark. And this clip is where he took his friend onto Judge Rinner. Anything for exposure, hey Mark? Took his friend there because he wanted the money for selling a haunted doll. Fucking scammer.
I know it sounds mad. I know it sounds mad and bizarre. You're not going to think, well, that's the truth.
When did she tell you this?
Telepathically. It was literally just after I paid the £200.
After you paid that £200, realising you had Angela, there was an afternoon or whenever it was when Angela said, "What's her voice and what does it sound like?" I mean,
it's hard to describe.
I mean, is there an accent associated with it? Is she from Yorkshire? Did she say to you, "Here, thing is, Chris, £800 is way too much for me. Give him 200 or I'll send him an X."
Well, that's what she was like to me, yeah. She said, and that's why I had to do what the spirit said, obviously, then that's why I did it.
Now, this con man, he's got no issues taking one of his best friends, that guy you saw in the clip, onto a show like that and making his best friend look like a fucking fool so that he can get some exposure. That's all Mark wants, to try and become the best, like a Steve Huff. In fact, Mark looks like Steve Huff. Why are all these frauds in the paranormal industry eggheads? Makes you wonder. Just an update to that case. It turns out Mark and Chris both co-own the doll Angela and others.
I actually got the Mark comes in. He's actually co-owner in that. But yeah, I actually got him off him.
So they went there knowing that it didn't matter if they won or lost, they were going to get £600 from this show. What a scam, I'd say. We can get some TV and they'll pay $600 and we'll split it, 50-50, 300 each, Chris. It's a no-brainer. Well, we've let Judge Rimmer know and we presented him with the evidence of them both co-owning the doll. Let's hope he looks back into the case one day. Now, Mark claims he gave that money to charity. There's a lot of things Mark claims that he never presents evidence for, and this is one of those. He never presented evidence. Anyway, back to the video which was asking him to remove the false flag. And I arranged the video in such a way that he had pretty much two choices. Knowing the type of person he is, it will either provoke him into boasting about his false flagging, which he did, or if he had a brain, he would have removed the false flag and everything would have been fine. We would have moved on. This particular false flag was a legal takedown where he presented all of his legal details, and the only way I could challenge him was give him my docs, which I did, and I won. So if you know that you're not going to take someone to court because you've got no fucking evidence, why would you ride the 10 days out to look like a fucking fool? The only reason to get my docs. Well, you've got that now. My front light's on. I'm still waiting, Mark. But let's have a look at Mark. Doesn't like being called out. He's been debunked several times, and he loves to be abusive to women. But then he's one of those people that will dirty delete shit that he says. But thank God we've got people out there who save all of this shit.
Well, what do you mean you're waiting for the evidence? Who said I've got to show you any fucking evidence anyway, you fucking prick? But don't worry, because I'm going to be paying you a visit next year, and I promise you that, on my life, I promise you that next year I will turn up at your door. I promise you. Quote me on that. Screen record this right now, because I will knock on your door next year.
This was a threat to another paranormal investigator called Brett. And of course, a year goes by, no knock at the door, because Mark is full of shit.
I've been planning it for quite some time, and it's going to happen. I know exactly where you live, I know your house, everything. And I'll be knocking on your door, you dirty cunt.
Oh, don't worry, Mark. Some of us know where you live too. Now, this bit of the video was designed to inform him that others know where he lives too. Sure, that might have been a business address, which was blurred out, but that wasn't the point. Instead, Mark decides to focus on the blurred out children. Now, they're blurred out. It was a public thing that I found, but it was blurred out of courtesy. But he decided to run with the narrative that I've got pictures of his kids. Really?
Don't worry, Brett. Your time will come. MD doesn't give a fuck. I'm telling you that now. I would gladly be arrested. No, I'll do it live as well. I'll record it live happening. You wait and see. I can't fucking wait.
See how big he talks. I'll gladly be arrested. I'm so fucking good. How'd that work out for you last time, Mark? When you met the cops? You had a bit of a cry, didn't you?
Everything's being recorded from us now, okay? We're here talking to you politely, trying to ascertain if someone's breaking into that building. If you want to play silly buggers...
I'm not playing silly buggers, mate. I've got it all on video.
We're not playing that game, okay?
I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're not. You're trying to interview us.
I'm protecting my rights. I'm protecting my rights.
It's all on video, sir. It's all on video.
You didn't tell me you was on video.
I'm not here to have a conversation you're leading. I'm here to discuss a potential break to that building we're investigating.
Well, I have the evidence.
I don't care who you are, who you think you are.
Listen.
We're the police, and we're here to investigate a potential burglary.
I understand that.
We're not here to be interviewed by you. Do you understand?
I understand that.
Fucking fat cunt. What a crybaby. And after this, he decides to tell everyone that the cops sexually harassed him. Oh, fuck off, cunt.
I'm coming that way next year, believe me. I'm going to be doing an investigation. It's already planned out. I'll be knocking on your door, and you're not going to like it. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll be live, and everyone will see what a little shitbag you really are in life.
There's just one of my verbal attacks and harassment of another person called Brett, but we've got quite a few of him abusing females, as well as people that are disabled. And I'm not going to show you that in this video, Mark, but oh boy, you are pushing my buttons. You see, what this slimy fucking cunt has decided to do is false flag me. He's decided to use the YouTube system to instantly take down a video. Oh, Marky, you want to play this game? So, Mark, you have my full information now. Looks like we're stepping into the let's go to court territory. You've got 10 days to take me to court. Go on, let's go down that road, and I'll make sure I bring all my information about how abusive you are to women to the courts too. Or you can retract the claim, because you know why Mud has struck the video down. It's because he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed that I've used his voice claiming the cops have sexually harassed him and used tools of torture on him. His words from his live stream, but only used a snippet of that live stream, which is fair use. It falls under fair use, and I will win the case under fair use because it's satire, parody, only less than 1% of the footage is used. It's transformative. It's my creation since I made the cartoon. So you will lose on every count. So you might want to do yourself a favor and retract the claim. Also a con man when it comes to hypnotherapy. Oof. Bit of a psychic, are ya? Well, use your psychic abilities and see just how far Suit Yourself will fucking go. Oof. You like creeping on young girls, do you, Mark? Bit too scared to open your Facebook page up, eh? I'm not surprised. And you're still struggling to break 4.5k on your YouTube channel. Well, that's because you're a con artist and you've been debunked so many times, Mr. Mothman. And this is only a preliminary look into you. Fucking test me. It's your choice, Mark. Remove the false flag. Retract your claim, or we'll see how far we go. Suit yourself, cunt. And that was the original video asking him to do the right thing, which he never did. I won the case. And this is the video he attempted to strike down.
I was calm, and I remained calm throughout the whole thing. I reached for my camera to record it, because I could feel that I was interacting with what I would call police corruption. I clearly shown he was coming towards me. I never approached him once. You heard him cry about the light in his face from my camera before he then proceeded to full beam me in my face yet again with a powerful torch. This affected my eyesight, and you could clearly see a second person to the right dressed in dark, what I would describe as a terrorist uniform, with tools of torture on him, basically. He had the headlights on, approaching me. He claimed to be the police. I had to obey. I had no rights whatsoever. I was then falsely accused of burglary, and I was falsely arrested. My rights were not even read to me, and yet they continued to question me. I was tortured on a false accusation. You see me with my hands handcuffed, that the officer who had the problem was aggressive to me at one point and jabbed his fingers towards my eyes with malice. So the whole thing for me was unlawful activity. I was no threat. They were a threat to me. They said they were not going to harm me or to assault me, and then they laid their hands on me and proceeded to torture me and assault me. I was also sexually assaulted by one of these officers, but I felt totally deflated during it, nearly 2 hours, because I was still in shock, to be honest with you. And that's it. And that was my experience with Devon Police. Fantastic, eh? I was calm, and I remained calm throughout the whole thing. I reached for my camera to record it, because I could feel that I was interacting with what I would call police corruption. I clearly shown he was coming towards me. I never approached him once. You heard him cry about the light in his face from my camera before he then proceeded to full beam me in my face yet again with a powerful torch. This affected my eyesight, and you could clearly see a second person to the right dressed in dark, what I would describe as a terrorist uniform, with tools of torture on him, basically. He had the headlights on, approaching me. He claimed to be the police. I had to obey. I had no rights whatsoever. I was then falsely accused of burglary, and I was falsely arrested. My rights were not even read to me, and yet they continued to question me. I was tortured on a false accusation.
You see me with my hands handcuffed, that the officer who had the problem was aggressive to me at one point and jabbed his fingers towards my eyes with malice. So the whole thing for me was unlawful activity. There was no threat. They were a threat to me. They said they were not going to harm me or to assault me, and then they laid their hands on me and proceeded to torture me and assault me. I was also sexually assaulted by one of these officers, but I felt totally deflated during it, nearly 2 hours, because I was still in shock, to be honest with you. And that's it. And that was my experience with Devon Police. Fantastic, eh? This is what he told one of their partners. He'd explain to them. Let me talk, Chris. He'd explain. He'd explain to the partner, if she did die, why she died and why she should have died.
Oof. Now this is going to take a little bit of explaining and some context. All you need to know, Queen Spade is just as bad, if not worse, than Mark the Egg McDavies.
I have been out here on this platform since October 11th. You guys made me look stupid, and I am really upset about it. People are crazy out here. I got dragged into the drama community for a few months. I'm a 34-year-old woman. I can't even believe the crap that I've had to deal with.
Shut the fuck up, you...
Because I'm sitting over here like, am I not dealing with a bunch of other grown-ass people? I better not be the only one in this community that thinks that this behavior is stupid and should stop. Because I feel like I am the only one in the
lying, twisting shit, false flagging, trying to take a channel down, playing the victim card, and she doxed me. So that's all you need to know about that, and that should put Mark's bullshit into context. Even Mark had a run-in with Queen of Spade.
Now, this is out to Queen. Now listen to me. You might think that you've had me on your side and that you've been playing me. But no. No, you fucking haven't. You know? Now, you told me Suit was a child abuser. Okay? And all the shit. No, this is the problem with me. I take people at face value. But he isn't, is he? He's not a child abuser. You're the fucking child abuser. Right? So, I'm officially saying sorry to Suit that I actually said that. Because you're a fucking lying piece of shit.
No worries, Mark. I accept your apology. Still think I'm a Nazi. Did try to warn you.
You're the one that puts your child on the social media, aren't you? The fuck's all that about? Putting your child on social media to be attacked. You're not putting your child on in a positive way, like respectable parents do, are you?
Nope, she certainly isn't. And I did try to show her how to include her child and not abuse or take advantage or weaponize her child on social media. And the response I got, she called me a fucking pedo. She said I was looking at her child in a way that is just fucking sick. That's the way this cunt thinks. Told you, she'll twist shit.
Now, the thing that's fucking pissed me off and that's been twisting me for over a week, and I've held it back. You told whatever she's fucking called, Bells of Nevermore, whatever the fuck it's called, you told her to go and kill herself on her live. No, it was on the schizophrenic, whatever he's fucking called. That's schizo dickhead. You told her to go and kill herself. You told someone to go and kill themselves. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't condone that fucking shit. Right?
I don't condone that either. There's a difference in having a joke, having a bit of a laugh, saying something in anger, saying something with nuance. Some people out there don't understand nuance or context, but there's a difference in that and outright believing that someone should go and kill themselves. There's a difference between me saying, Queen, go and kill yourself, versus, and listen closely, Queen, if you killed yourself, I wouldn't care. There's a difference there. Do you see it, Mark?
So keep me out of your fucking mouth. I don't give a fuck about you neither. I don't give a fuck about any of you. You're all fucking mental. A lot of you. Look, deranged in the fucking head.
We're all crazy in our own ways, aren't we, Mark? Some of us talk to moss, others talk to dust.
Lunatics. Lunatics. Make a video on that, you little cunts. Go on. Put me in your next video. Playing all Miss fucking Innocent too. Telling people to kill themselves. You can fuck right off.
And so it begins, as I said it would. And now you've become a target, Mark. Expect almost everything you've said to be taken out of context and thrown back at you. I do hope you haven't given this cunt queen any of your personal information, because she will use it. So how's that apology from Hayley coming, calling me a liar and derailing your promotional stream on my channel? Just asking for a friend. Moving on. Now, back when Mark and I were on semi-talking terms, he and I had a conversation in the comments. And he said, well, Mark, it is what it is and always will be what it is. And that is not a moth. Cheers. And I replied, I still don't understand how it is so hard for you to grasp the most simplest of things I say. I'll try again. One more time. There is a possibility that it may not be paranormal. Instead, a flying insect or moth. This is what it appears to be to me. That does not mean that it is what I think it is. This is something I am throwing out as a possibility other than paranormal. Yet you seem to not even want to entertain that possibility. I hope that was clearer. He replies, by the way, Queen said that I am you. Can you explain that? I am not you? Maybe she will understand. This is a common thing with Queen. She gets so many different people mixed up because she believes that I am Mark and this is a Mark, then we're both the same Mark. That's what Queen seems to do. She will twist narratives and then make other people that weren't involved in a certain narrative somehow involved in that narrative. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, continuing on, I reply, that's a tough one, Mark. I've experienced a lot from that crazy. In fact, you yourself have seen some of my video replies to her, unwrapping her bullshit and lies about me and others. You can pick any one of those multiple streams I have done, randomly pick any point of the video and begin listening, and you will see I am never screaming at her, instead trying to calmly unwrap her crap. I do not think any of us will be able to help her understand basic shit. I never wish any of this Queen crap on you, and pray you haven't given her any of your information or your family, as she will use it against you if she is pissed at you. And although you and I have had our differences, I do pray that you do not do what Queen does and twist shit I say and claim I said one thing when I never did. I don't believe you are someone who would intentionally do this, but you did do that video on me where you used an SJW far left meme as your evidence against me. So that was a hoot and a laugh. I pray that you did that intentionally and knowingly as a fun jab, not took it literally and believed it. At least I hope so. I still stand firm on what I said. My intentions on this stream to promote your channel was never to mock nor insult you, merely show other possibilities of what things could be and show others that you can take criticism. I am disappointed it ended up the way it has, but nothing is unrepairable. Well, Queen maybe. Lol. Now, this was back when I didn't believe that this cockhead would be just as bad as fucking Queen. He is basically a male version of Queen. Twisting shit, changing what was said, making up shit. It's unbelievable. So continuing on, I added, also after speaking with you and having a laugh with you on a few streams prior, I know you're not dumb. I know you understand that YouTube has bugs and crap. I'm sure you've encountered a few of them yourself, such as comments disappearing, which you never deleted and crap like that. With that in mind, I have to believe that you understand that after showing evidence live on my stream that this friend of Hayley's was not in my block list, I have to believe that you are smart enough to put two and two together. If Hayley is not lying and her friend is blocked, and if Sid is not lying, showing that said friend is not on the block list, then the only plausible outcome is that YouTube itself is screwing up. Therefore, I never lied about having getting the guy blocked. He wasn't in my block list. Hayley wasn't lying either. Not that I ever said she was. So all this screaming from Hayley and Nikki New in my live chat whilst trying to run a live stream promoting you was just unneeded and probably fueled your anger at me. Anyway, I'll leave it there and let you read over this a few times. Have a good day, mate. And I add, lastly, yeah, I said things in anger. We all do. You know you have done so too. Heck, there was a whole stream you did in anger at me that you yourself laughed at with me. So we all say things we don't mean out of anger, especially if someone does or says something against us or people we love. You know this. No one is perfect. We all say things in jest and have a joke and a jab at one another. There is a difference in the joking and the poking versus saying stuff in anger. If I upset you or anyone you love with my outburst of anger, then I do apologize for that. No, I do not wish anyone to kill themselves, in case that isn't obvious to some out there. There within itself is an apology to Nikki New as well. It's included in all of that. And he finally replied, agree, Mark, no one is perfect and we did have a few laughs and headbangs. And well, it is exactly as you put it. Appreciate your words. Thank you. Hope we can have a Discord laugh fest sometime. Take it easy. Cheers. You think that was it? You think that would be clearing everything up? Oh no, he couldn't take a poke, he couldn't take a jab. You know, the dancing Mark character to the police officers that want to molest him for sexual assault was just too much for him to bear. And so it began. The legal takedown, the false flagging. Now, all of that was from the original video. But do you realize that now Mark actually denies replying to me and writing any of that, any of those messages? No, he denies it outright. He claims I have fabricated this interaction between him and me. That's another queen.
I wonder if he was behind it when all the attack went down on me, somewhere along the line. 5 years ago, well, 6 years ago.
No.
No, don't think so.
No.
No, okay.
Chris, try to think of something that what happened 5 years ago. Can Suit be involved in that? I didn't know you back then, you dickhead. And Mark scratching his head going, can we use that? No? Too far? No. Dickheads.
And yet you've got the audacity to claim to be a fucking victim.
Technically, I am a victim of your false flagging. So yeah.
You're not a victim, you're a psychopath.
Ooh, a bit of projection there I'm detecting, Mark.
You're an absolute psychopath who openly admits you see a psychiatrist once a week.
Ooh, once a week now? When did that happen? You put a little bit of information out and they'll grab hold of that and still twist it. I remember saying I get a phone call once a month from my head shrink. And that's to deal with shit that happened 20 years ago, which got me into the paranormal to begin with. A little thing called the death of a partner. But that's nothing to do with you. That's my business. None of yours.
Because you've got angry moths flying around in your head about me.
Oof. Angry moths now.
I want bed bugs. For me.
Chris, you fucking retard. You really want to go there? Let's do it. Let's debunk Chris's best evidence ever. This will give you an idea of the type of people we're dealing with.
No. She is, he's back. Oh no, it's on the hat now. No. Oh. That's here, man. We got some, they might be running thingy for sure, that's the phone there, you see. They might be a bit behind, yeah. A bit rich. What's the madness? It could be a spill for once. Or a spider. I hope I'm sick like that.
Oh boy. Alright, let's play that back again. So, what you've got is 3 Muppets in a dirty caravan. Alright, you've got the camera pinned up looking down at the 3, and they're live streaming. And they're looking at it through their mobile phones, so Chris can't see that ghost of Angela that's on his hat. So he's looking at the mobile devices, and he's like all amazed that he's captured this amazing ghost. Woof, woof, there it goes. It's rocking back and forth. Let's rewind that for a moment, because the ghost shouldn't be rocking back and forward at the same time as everything else in the caravan, unless it's some kind of bug on the camera lens. Let's rewind. Have a look again. Close up. Alrighty, we've zoomed in. And he crashes, and the bug moves with the caravan, which is attached to the camera. Zoomed in again, and let's zoom in again. Debunked. It's on the camera lens. This is the type of shit no one should have to debunk. They've got equipment at home that they could bring their own footage in, go through it frame by frame, zoom in, and debunk it themselves. It shouldn't be up to me or anyone else to have to do this. This just shows you how retarded and lazy these type of people are. But I'm not finished. Let's go again and really embarrass the shit out of him.
Oh, I'm bad bugs. For me.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, she is. He's back. On your phone, is it? It's on the hat now. No. Oh. Is that here, man? What you got on there? Mate, I might be running thinking for sure better on your phone there, you see.
Alright, so we've played around with the image a bit, zoomed in, switched it around negative so you can see the bug in black instead of white. If you pay attention, you can actually see the legs moving. And this is on the camera lens, because when he sits down, the bug shakes at the same time as he shakes. So just keep that in mind. This is a camera lens. Okay, so we've zoomed in again, so you can see the little legs moving around. Remember, this is a bug that is on a camera lens. Now, what kind of a bug do you think is small enough to crawl on a camera lens in a dirty caravan? Could it be a tick? Could it be a small spider? Could it be a mite? And someone actually suggested it was a crab escaping from his nether regions. But it looks like it could be a bed bug. So if something's biting you at night, Chris, it's probably not a ghost. Absolute fucking muppet.
Oh, I'm bad bugs. For me.
Don't want to look like a fucking idiot? Debunk your shit.
You think about you stealing photos of children, having them on your hard drive, and then saying that you're a pedo protector, or protecting people from pedos, when you're a fucking predator. You are a predator. You've got pictures of children on your hard drive.
Ooh, here we go again. We've already been over you've downloaded my pictures and got them on your hard drive. We've already been over that. I blurred them, showed the evidence to that too. But this brings us up to another video debunking Mark the Egg McDavis's bullshit, and shows that he does absolutely zero research whatsoever. He couldn't even do a basic YouTube search.
Wasn't he boasting about someone being a pedo and that they killed themselves?
That's right.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that he's an actual pedo? Where's the evidence, Sue? Where's the evidence, Sue? Where's the evidence, Sue? Where's the evidence, Sue? Where's the evidence, Sue?
And I am a pedophile myself.
Yeah, like no one had figured that out yet. Jesus Christ.
I am attracted to children. I am attracted to children.
And let me guess the age you are attracted to. You want to fuck children that haven't yet reached puberty. Am I right?
Well, in the 3 to 12 range.
3 to 12. 3. Let that sink in, folks.
Where's the evidence, Sue?
I'm attracted to children, and I'm not afraid to admit it anymore.
This isn't the same as going around and saying, oh, I'm gay and I'm not afraid to admit it anymore. No, this is totally fucking different.
I'm not gonna hide anymore. I'm not fucking scared anymore.
Excellent. Why don't you go down to the sex offender registry and just sign up? That'll save everyone a lot of grief.
Where's the evidence, Sue?
Let that sink in, folks.
I mean, if you, Mark the Egg McDavies, want to take it up with Undoomed, I'm sure that he'll be more than happy to accommodate you.
Fucking moron. Hey, moron. You fucking idiot. Your ass is mine, douchebag. Douchebag.
Thing is, Mark, Undoomed isn't as nice as I am.
So, Mark, you're trying to make your way up the food chain, aren't you? That's cute.
Just like when you stole that Christian teenager's face you stalked for so long. You know that little girl? That little teenage girl? The Christian girl that you stalked.
At this point, I'm wondering, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are you talking about? And scratching your head? I mean, he twists stories and shit so much that even I have to decode what the fuck he's talking about when it's to do with me.
Remember? When you sold her face on your merchandise.
And now it all comes together. You're getting your information from Queen of Spade.
Am I sexy now?
Jesus Christ. Number one, wasn't a teenager, was an adult. Number two, got no fucking idea if she is Christian. And number three, it was to expose a fake victim of Onision. You fucking muppet. Jesus Christ, do your research, eh? Number four, I didn't steal her face. I created a cartoon image of her face. And I put it up on the merch shop. Why did I do that? To show what was more important to these so-called victims. Anyway, I got my answer and I proved my point. And it wasn't put up there to sell the merch, that's for sure. But your little pea brain wouldn't be able to comprehend the bigger picture. But nice try, getting your information from Queen of Spade. Oof.
And then you have the audacity to cry about stolen art being sold.
Oof. You want to go there? You see, you stole art. You put it on your shop to sell. I created art. There's a difference between creating your own art and stealing art. Pity you don't understand the difference. Oof. A double thumbs up. Oh, no. This one is dedicated to the biggest liar out there. Again, evidence, please. provide proof where I have lied. So if I zoom down, you'll see the shop. At the top is Mum. 22, that's the actual shop they run.
So
wow.
he took that and, oh, God.
Off. Oh, well, where's the original? Oh, well, there's the original. So obviously they've taken that, inverted it or twisted it or mirrored it to make it 2. So, but there's 2 licenses you need to, look at purchasing, and only one of them allows merchandising. Okay, which is the enhanced license. You can use it in your merchandise or promotional stuff, but not over here on the standard license. Do you think Mr. Mark is going to pay $67.96 for unlimited
of
use
course not.
for printing, advertising, and merchandising just to make an oof joke? I don't think so.
I try to live my life every day. Keep out of strife, come what may. I try to do unto others as I'd have them do to me, but it can't be done for everyone, and now it's plain to see. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. If that's stinking cunt, said and true, but it's of you, you motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. I try to be real nice, say it twice, be real nice, even though it is hard to keep up this facade. And now I see, dearie me, what an asshole this would be. I'm out of luck, don't give a fuck, cause you're the cunt, not me.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, dickhead?
You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Big fat stinking cunt. Say it ain't true, but I knew it's how you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. Why don't you shut that scabby cunt mouth before I fuck up your face?
Fuck out of my goddamn fucking face.
Oh, whatever. I try to be real nice, say it twice, good advice, even though it's futile. Fucking imbecile. I don't know why I try to deny this nagging itch. You maniac, gonna get you back, you fucking son of a bitch. You are a cunt, 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 a big fat stinking cunt. Say it ain't true, but I'm here to tell you you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
Oof. Marky Mark, after being called out twice, you think you would learn. But no. Still, to this day, they have stolen art up on their merch shop being sold. Oof.
Cheap and mighty dumb thief. That's just who I am. This is Peasantry 101. Understand? I picked up some crackers, hid on from sight. Picked up a chip bag, the money is tight. The man will cash me out, cause he don't know what went down. Cause I'm a cheap ass thief, been all my life. Cheap ass thief, and I'm not that bright. Cheap ass thief, and I'm really old. Cheap ass thief, watch me get old.
Wasn't that why you was taken off social media in the first place, wasn't it? I don't know, I'm just asking. Maybe you could fill in the gaps.
More research. Mark, the egg does not do. I didn't get terminated from YouTube for stalking a little girl. As you're trying to claim, I called out another fat fuck doing a GoFundMe scam. Let me censor it and play it for you here. G'day guys and welcome back. There's nothing that pisses me off more than a lying fucking cunt. Actually, there is. There's a lying fucking cunt that rips people off. That pisses me off even more. Do you want to meet a lying fucking cunt that is ripping people off? I'm sure you've seen this tweet circling around. She tweets out that, "My dad got denied his heart transplant due to not being a legal US resident." Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. We will get to this and disprove this in a moment, you fucking lying cunt. And has up to 4 weeks to 1 year to live. Twitter, please do your thing and help this go viral to seek help. It's gone viral, alright? And people are being fucking tricked into donating to this lying fucking cunt. Now here's a photo the lying fucking cunt uses. Look how fucking big that cunt is. Look at that guts. There is no fucking way you will get a heart transplant. They don't give heart transplants out to people who are morbidly obese. Here's a tweet from the lying cunt to the GoFundMe. Let's go in and look at the GoFundMe. Over $9,000 raised by 625 people in 3 days. In 3 days, this campaign has ripped off 625 people. This campaign is trending. Report this shit to GoFundMe as a fraud, because it fucking well is. In the GoFundMe write-up, it also says, deny from being put on the list because there is a preference for legal US residents. Bullshit. Don't fucking lie. This is a comment left 6 hours ago from Grant. This is a scam. The more likely reason this person was refused was due to the high chance of complications because of weight and other probable factors. There is actually a lot that goes into organ donations. Also, money can't buy you organs. Best case is this would prolong the person's life. And Grant's not wrong. Let's look at the frequently asked questions from the UNOS. unos.org/transplantation/frequently asked questions. Link will be in the description. Do transplant hospitals in the US only perform transplants on US citizens? No. Patients from other countries may travel here to receive transplants. Once accepted by a UNOS transplant center, international patients receive organs based on the same policies as US citizens. You lying cunt. Let's have a look at that big lying fat fuck again. Oh yeah, there he is. And let's have a look at the frequently asked questions. What could be an issue here? Surgery or taking long-term medication may be reasons not to list you. Examples can include current or recent cancer diagnosis or morbid obesity. Fat fuckers. Depending on the medical issue involved, the program may have another specialist examine you and advise whether transplantation would be a safe option. In some cases, even if a transplant program doesn't accept you immediately for a transplant, it may reconsider you later if your condition improves. For example, you lose weight. You fat lying piece of shit. Stop milking people, you scam artists, you fuckwits. Exposed. Cunts. But this was a couple of years ago, Mark, and everything I said in there was accurate. These cunts got away with shitloads of money playing on people's heartstrings. So I exposed them. But because their Twitter went viral, they were able to send their Giuseppes over to false flag me down. Kind of like you, Mark, when you don't like the truth being exposed. But they tried to silence the truth. Didn't work though, did it? Because I'm still calling out fat fucks. Aren't I, Mark?
Predator stuff. Real predator.
Absolutely predator stuff, and that's just creepy as fuck.
And the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
Predator stuff? What? Going after scammers, liars, frauds, fakes, thieves? I don't think so. And proof is in the pudding? I'm still waiting for you to provide the pudding.
And now he claims I'm done, that I'm over.
Yeah, I do. And you are. It's done. You're over, Mark. Whenever anyone tries to find out information about you, they're going to find out all of this information on you.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I'm done, I'm over?
Yeah, you are.
My subs keep going up, dickhead.
Well, if that's how you value your worth, fair enough. There's always going to be idiots that will want to subscribe to a fake Ghostbuster, faking evidence. You know, those like Nicky McNoo that are powered by a potato, and those type will believe anything you say. Just gotta hope that they've got a little bit of cash to give you, but you're done, as in anyone with half a brain will realise you're a fraud. Or any big name TV shows you try to get on, not these little obscure things that no one cares about, but big ones. You won't last long on them, not with this evidence out there. Like I said, anyone with half a brain will find my videos in videos that are mirrored based on my videos, so you're done. And they'll see what type of a person you really are. They'll even discover how you've attempted to flag down video evidence. Oof. Makes it even worse, because there's nothing worse than a man that can't own his own shit.
You know, it's bad enough you're offering people to fight you in the fantasy dojo.
Fantasy dojo? Do you even know what a dojo is? This is a dojo. This is me towering over my sensei in a dojo.
And you can't even fucking stand up straight.
I can stand up. Just got a bad back, mate.
Let alone fight in the street, you dopey twat.
I never said I'd fight you in the street. To the offer of fighting in the street, I said to you, come to the dojo, because that way you're protected. You're safe. I'll even tie my hands behind my back.
No wonder you don't go out the house. I bet there's loads of people waiting for you.
Loads of people waiting for me. Okay. Well, now that I've been doxxed by Queen of Spade, they're welcome to come over. I'll leave the light on. As for going out the house, there's me towering over a stormtrooper in a local shopping centre. Who have you got laughing in the background there? Your partner? Well, let's have a look, eh? Oof. Well, we certainly attract what we deserve.
And then telling Devon and Cornwall Police on Twitter that there's big people coming to get me and he had to tell him to cool off. Really? Another fantasy story by Suit.
No, that's a fantasy story by you. I have no idea where that one came from, other than being torn out of your arsehole. Because what actually happened, I messaged Devon Police inquiring about your sexual harassment from the Devon Police. I mean, I was a little bit concerned that the Devon Police would sexually assault you, Mr. Mark McDavies, the egg.
I was also sexually assaulted by one of these officers, but I felt totally deflated during it.
I was calm, and I remained calm throughout the whole thing. I reached for my camera to record it, because I could feel that I was interacting with what I would call police corruption. I clearly shown he was coming towards me. I never approached him once. You heard him cry about the light in his face from my camera, before he then proceeded to full beam me in my face yet again with a powerful torch. This affected my eyesight, and you could clearly see a second person to the right, dressed in dark, what I would describe as a terrorist uniform, with tools of torture on him, basically. He had the headlights on, approaching me. He claimed to be the police. I had to obey. I had no rights whatsoever. I was then falsely accused of burglary, and I was falsely arrested. My rights were not even read to me, and yet they continued to question me. I was tortured on a false accusation.
You see me with my hands handcuffed, that the officer who had the problem was aggressive to me at one point and jabbed his fingers towards my eyes with malice. So the whole thing for me was unlawful activity. I was no threat. They were a threat to me. They said they were not going to harm me or to assault me, and then they laid their hands on me and proceeded to torture me and assault me. I was also sexually assaulted by one of these officers, but I felt totally deflated during it, nearly 2 hours, because I was still in shock, to be honest with you. And that's it. And that was my experience with Devon police. Fantastic, eh? And then making false reports to the police, then begging people to come forward to make victim reports. All the victims, all the people that I've actually got rid of.
You really want to go down this road? Okay. Begging? No. Just standing up to a bully. A bully who has been harassing many women out there. Now, it's not a false report, if it's true. And I didn't have to beg these ladies. I simply said, grab your evidence, go down to the police, report, and make sure you mention this report number so that they, the police, can put it all together. You see, Mark, I'm actually just giving these women a voice to stand behind, to stand up to an absolute fucking muppet.
If you've got a real opinion that counts as his opinion, you won't be allowed on his channel to air that opinion.
If you've got a real opinion that counts as his opinion, you won't be allowed on his channel.
If you don't agree with him, you don't get partial treatment.
No, you get blocked.
Let me try to explain it to you idiots. If you're a moron, or a troll, or just not worth my time, you're going to get blocked. I don't care if you got a different opinion to me. I've got heaps of people that don't agree with me that are in my Discord. We argue all the time. But they're not morons. They're not idiots. They're not trying to waste my time. Now, Mr. McDavies the Egg, I've given you a platform. Do we have to remind you about your live stream with me to promote your channel where you absolutely destroyed yourself?
He doesn't understand open debate. As said before in this live, I've offered him on here numerous times.
We'll make another video tomorrow.
Mark, your idea of open debate is to have someone on your channel and scream at them. I'm not interested in that. Besides, I've had you on my channel. I've tried to promote your channel. You destroyed yourself. You've had many chances to deal with me live. I'm no longer interested. There's no point crying about it now. And Chris, I can only do videos like this so fast. Have a bit of patience. I will show your bed bug. Don't you worry.
Suit.Yourself, still getting his fucking PayPal link out every 2 seconds. Donate to me. Donate for what? To listen to lies.
What a good idea. It's about time I get my PayPal link out, isn't it? So people can donate and support the channel. And you did ask me, for what? Well, to support me in calling out liars, frauds, fakes and thieves. Like yourselves.
The things that he's tried to debunk me on have all been captured live in HD on YouTube. Live. So how the fuck am I lowering the quality, you daft gun?
Oof. Looks like I might have to bring the chalkboard out.
There's a bed in there, and a chair as well. There are people with games and stories to tell. Open wide, come inside. It's Play School.
Hello, Mark. How are you? Are you doing well? That's good. Sit down and let's watch as we draw you. That's you, Mark. You're not very happy. Why is the egg not very happy? Oh, I don't know. What is he filming? Oh, he's filming a ghost. Ooh, look at that, boys and girls. He's filming a ghost. Now the image of the ghost goes into the camera. Remember that? The camera that he does not know, his specs. That's because he is in low definition, both in his head and on the camera. So both the egg and the camera are in sync. Isn't that a lovely word, boys and girls? Repeat after me. Sync. Now, this image, this low definition image, is being broadcasted to YouTube. That's right, boys and girls, being live streamed to YouTube. Now, YouTube, boys and girls, that's being broadcasted out to you on the internet in high definition. That's right, boys and girls. High definition is coming from YouTube to your computer. But what's going into YouTube is most certainly not high definition. Does that help? I hope so. Until next time, have a good day. Bye.
It's Play School.
But at the end of the day, you know, you're getting me attention.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, isn't it, Mark? Just what a show pony wants. Attention. But is it the right attention? Is it the attention you really want?
Nobody got paid for doing that show.
No, I didn't. No.
I turned down. Listen, is this not right? I turned down, right, $2 fucking grand for an American production company who wanted to buy the rights to that Owlman stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry you did, Mark. You did. You turned it down.
Would you like that, Spike? Huh? Would you like that? Huh, Spike?
Is that right, Haley?
I've seen the proof on that as well.
Oh, shit. Now MAC-DAVIES is claiming to own the rights of the Owlman story. An Owlman story hoax, the urban legend that has been debunked. He owns it now, guys, so that he can sell it or not. He can sell the story. Oh, shit. Well, I saw the evidence of that. Yeah. Oh, Haley, yeah, chime in. Oh, yeah, I saw it too. Fucking idiots. Oh, shit. A collaborative lie. That's how bad these guys are.
What the fuck are you doing tweeting to fucking paranormal expert?
What the fuck am I doing tweeting a paranormal expert? A paranormal expert that debunks frauds and fakes. No one help him out on this one.
Do you really think these experts are going to go, oh, thank you very much, Suit, for giving me all that information. I'm just going to pack in my job now because, you know, you're the man.
Is that what you think's going to happen? Is it? Is that why you think I tweeted a paranormal expert? Someone who's famous for debunking frauds. Okay. Don't worry about it, Mark. I'm sure you'll be fine.
He's in his brain, he thinks what's going to happen.
Now, I've included this bit because we've got a dimwit that's going to try to explain to you all what's happening in my head.
Is that he's going to do that and they're literally going to go, right, we're not going to work with Mark ever again, or, you know, Chris or whatever, you know. That's exactly what he thinks in his brain. But, you know, we were told by the TV company when we were doing it that it's, you know, this could end up causing you a lot of, you know, getting attacks and, you know, on, you know, from YouTube and stuff like that. And we even signed it and agreed to it that we already know that, you know, and, you know what I mean? So they already know what happens. And they're not going to listen to some little sad little man who's sat behind a keyboard and literally thinks he's a frigging, you know, top specialist in the paranormal when he's not.
Oh, shit. The comedy writes itself. You almost don't have to debunk them. Just let them talk. They'll destroy themselves. I never said I was a top specialist in any field. You don't need a top specialist in any field to debunk retards. But Chris, this is all I heard.
It's not all what you've, that's, but, that, it's, and, that, and, you know what I mean? So,
Chris, you think it can't get worse? Just wait, okay? It does, I'll show you.
He's not spiritual aware anyway of his surroundings.
I'm not spiritually aware of my surroundings. Oh shit, oh wait, it gets worse. I mean, better.
Like you say, a ghost wouldn't even work, or spirit would not even work with him.
A spirit wouldn't even work with me.
Spirits know who to work with, Spirits know. It's the truth. They know who to work with, bro. They know who to work with.
Everyone should thank Suit and his fucking cronies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't agree more. And the best way to thank Suit is via PayPal. www.paypal.me/Suit-Yourself. That's the best way to show your support to Suit.
So there's the truth. That's the truth. And Suit's so-called debunk has just been debunked because it was fucking shite.
And now we're circling back to stuff we've already covered. But this is Mark the Egg McDavis's brain.
And he even speeded up the parts which showed Chris right next to me when that was captured. Fucking hell.
We sped it up because there was nothing to show. And we've shown that within this video.
Because he didn't want you to hear it. He didn't want you to hear him next to me.
And we showed that there is nothing to hear as we enhanced the audio. So your debunk of my debunk has been debunked.
Chris was clearly next to me, but you fast-forwarded it, didn't you, you dopey cunt? Because you didn't want anyone seeing that part, did you? No. Because you knew that couldn't be debunked. But everyone just watch the video and you'll see for yourself. Chris is right next to me. I did not even see that figure.
I've already debunked this and we've shown it at the beginning of the video, and I actually enhanced the audio, but we'll play it again just to rub it in.
And the camcorder, obviously, it broke when I fell. And it broke when I fell.
Something moving in them trees. I just heard a sneeze. A sniff. Did you hear that?
No.
See? But I haven't got no torch. Just in case anyone's thinking it's the torch that's setting this meter off. Whoever's with me, can you light this device and show that it's not the torch batteries that have been setting this off? The voltage you've been giving off is really, really high and impressive. I know it takes you some time to do it. Thank you. Here you go. Thank you. You can stop now. You can stop. Thank you. It's gone. You alright? You okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
It was horrific. Never seen anyone, like a grown man for instance, crying, shaking like that. Never seen it in my life. It's gone. You alright? Are you okay? What happened? You fell down a ditch. You didn't. What are you doing? Fell down a ditch. What are you doing falling down a ditch? Are you okay?
A little bit.
Hello, spirits. Are you still with me? Did you think that was funny when Chris fell down the ditch then? You did? Okay. He did, yeah. He's laughing. They think it's absolutely hilarious. He's from Manchester in England, and he fell down a Cornish ditch. You must think that's absolutely hilarious. You do. I'm laughing at you.
Oh, dear.
Okay, are we going in the right direction, spirits? Is this where you want me to go? Light up this device if you want me to go where Chris is right now, towards that way. And just wait for your command. I'm letting you lead me tonight. And please don't let me fall in any ditches, and especially in no empty graves.
Nope.
Because I'm blind as a bat.
That doesn't debunk my debunk. Mark says that this is Chris's experience, and you can't debunk an experience.
As I said, I was not there, and you can clearly see that I approach him on the after event, and I'm asking if he's okay, what happened, then I'm laughing, I'm thinking he's fell down a ditch, but I don't know the truth of what he'll later tell me. It's his truth. It's not your lies, it's not my lies, it's his truth. He witnessed it, it happened to him, and I believe him.
So we're going to play the My Experience, My Truth card. That's what a lot of these fake jokers do. So if Chris turned around and said, oh, Santa came out of the clouds and pushed him, he still landed in a ditch.
Right, Chris, tell me your take on the Owl Man. What happened to you?
What happened? Well, I remember I came around. You went off and did your investigation, and I was on around the other side. And I just remember provoking the Owl Man. I remember provoking him, and then all of a sudden something swooped down, and it literally, like, I could hear the static in the air as it and I literally fell with my camcorder, and the camcorder, obviously, it broke when I fell, and obviously I was gutted about that. But I was walking around for about an hour, but in my head, I was literally didn't believe that I just felt like that, and then thinking about it and over again, and I was walking around in shock at this point, as you know, and and then that was it, and just literally. Then I was trying to get my head around everything, because it was a big audacity. But I remember being actually pushed, and when it come down, when it come down out the air, and it pushed me, and literally that, and then it was like, yeah, that's my intake on what happened at the Owl Man.
It's gone.
Pluck your limbs out of their sockets and tear the sinew from your bones for what they did. And you will suffer long and live.
You alright? I just dropped everything and just came round.
Suit has lost, I'm afraid. I'm on Mark's side of all this. Exactly, Scott.
No, Mark. There's always going to be idiots on the internet and people that are dim, and they're the ones that you prey on. And then you've got family and friends who know you're full of shit, but will protect you no matter what. That's fine, Mark. This video is not for them, nor is it for you. It's actually for those people who have a brain and want to find out what you are really like.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been fun actually debunking Suit's so-called debunk. Quite enjoyed that.
And it's been amusing listening to your so-called debunks, or at least what you believe are debunks. Like I said, too dumb to know how dumb you are.
All that time he spent trying to debunk me and you, and
it just
It just flew out of our mouths.
I think we know what has flown out of your mouths.
Because, you know, when you tell the truth, you don't have to lie, do you, Sue?
You're absolutely right. When you're telling the truth, you don't have to think much, do you, Mark? You don't get your story muddled up, do you, Mark? You don't have to write down bullet points that you have to follow, do you, Mark? Well, I don't think there's much more to go over in this video, and there's not much more to debunk Mr. Mark the Egg McDavies over. I think he's been utterly, totally, completely destroyed. The only thing left to do, Mark, is give your head a wobble.